All right, welcome to another edition of the BS sessions with Jerry and Charles, man. But this week I picked the subject, so all these four Kiss fans are not to blame for this subject. I'm letting them out for all you Kiss nerds out there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
And this is my idea. It's 11 songs by Kiss that suck. And we got some guests tonight. We got first timer Chris Elio.
What up, Redbeard Videos? What's going on?
We got Al Horta.
Yo, what's up?
All right, since I picked the episode, I get to introduce people this week. So
Sure.
let's go, Charles. What's up, brother?
Hey, it's another week on the BS sessions, and yeah, this is you're probably trying to get revenge there, Mr. Night Ranger. I can't wait till we do 11 Night Ranger songs that suck.
Didn't we do an album, a Night Ranger, before? I thought we did.
Yeah, it was a struggle to get 11 good songs. That's all I gotta say.
My God.
But
we did Motley Crue sucks and great. You know, why can't we do a Kiss episode, man?
Yeah, why not? They have enough material.
Yeah, they have enough material, man. We could do a Led Zeppelin episode if we get 11 songs.
No such thing as 11 second songs that suck. Sorry. No such thing.
I mean, I tend to disagree. I could find 11, but
Wow.
I do go on vacation.
I tall order.
Yeah, I do go on vacation every now and then. You can do that when I'm on one of my vacations.
See, this hits
no such thing as I would struggle with that because there's no such thing as Led Zeppelin. Two songs that suck by Zeppelin. I won't mention them because
how about
and it's not Hot Dog.
How about 11 bad Oingo Boingo songs? We could do that for like
the top 20 on
What's
that
this
one.
hate with Danny Elfman and Oingo Boingo? They fucking rule. I guess you guys don't like clever lyrics. You're used to like the lyrics we're going to talk about tonight.
Well, Danny Elfman like fucking with. We like fucking with you, Mark. That's why we do it.
I mean, Danny Elfman's legit as a musician, but yeah, some Oingo Boingo stuff's good. I don't know, man. We're not here for that.
I know. Only a lad.
The ultimate activity and ripping teeth out for me would be picking 11 Rush songs that I even find mediocre, let alone suck.
No, that I can do. That I can do.
I can't do 11 songs that suck by Rush.
You know, I did a deep dive in them a few weeks ago. Man, some of those we're talking about that some other time.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into a Rush battle right now.
But let's get into some BS, man. We start off with Mick Mars never wants to speak to Motley Crue again, Jerry.
Good for him. I think he got totally screwed over. I mean, I don't know the politics of the band backstage, but it seemed very unfair to Mick. I mean, the guy was sick, man. I mean, kind of shitty what they did to him. They're kind of erasing him from the band now.
You know? I mean, listen, they replaced him with John 5. A guitar legend in his own right. So I think that kind of speaks volumes to what Mick Mars did for that band. I mean, if you were ranking them in order of who was important to that band, I mean, Nikki Sixx is clearly the most important member of that band in terms of songwriting and whatnot. And Tommy Lee is a tremendous drummer and a great contributor to the band. But like Mick Mars literally did all of that with just himself. Nikki Sixx, as good a songwriter as he wasn't exactly holding down, speaking of Rush, Geddy Lee type thick bass lines with like chord structures and the whole nine. So Mick Mars was not only playing a pretty fantastic lead guitar, but he was also playing pretty solid rhythm as well. I don't like what's going on there at all, but they have Vince Neil. So, I mean,
oh God, if they would have stuck with their guns, what was it, 2012 when they first retired?
Yeah.
Everything would be gravy between them. Guarantee it, man.
They would have stuck with John Corabi there. Everything would have been much better. So that's just a different story for a different day, in my opinion.
That's a little further back, but I'm saying the classic lineup of the band.
I mean, he's tremendous.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So Charles, what do you think about it?
Fuck Motley Crue. On to the next story.
Al, what do you think about it?
Well, I don't blame him for not wanting to talk to him again. That's really it. I mean, Jerry said everything that really needs to be said, and Chris too. So, yeah, I mean, he was.
Ahead,
and by the way, Chris, nice to meet you. I never met you before, so how you doing?
Nice to meet you, man.
Rush fan.
Yeah, we're horrible at that, guys. Sorry about
that. Hey, Al, meet Rush fan Chris.
Yeah.
Well, you've got great taste in music, so
My all-time
He's-
fave, man.
Yeah.
he could be a best friend already.
Absolutely.
Anyway, but like what Chris was saying, man, Nicky was a songwriter, but I think without Mick and Tommy, Nicky would have been nothing. I mean, he could write the songs, but like, is he gonna get? He's not the sound of Motley Crue. I think Mick was, and Tommy. Mick and Tommy really were the
Oh,
sound.
Vince Neil was. Hiya!
And Vince was voice to that extent, so I guess you can say that. But I agree. The '94 Karabi album, that's top three.
They're
Motley
best.
Crue.
They're
Oh,
best.
so good. Oh man, Smoke the
Sometimes it
Sky,
is-
Hooligans Holiday. I mean,
Sometimes
yeah.
that is my number one album.
Has not been
So-
reviewed yet because Lee would
I
not do
will.
it.
I will say something though, Mark.
Okay.
Fuck Motley Crue. And then
Just to reiterate, let's
Also-
not drive that point home too hard.
also, I'll tell you why, because Mick Mars is fighting to screw these fans over too, because Motley Crue is ripping fans off, just like Kiss right now. They're ripping them off. You're going to see tapes live, and they give them kudos that they at least make Vince's tape sounds like shit. I still say that. That's great.
Yeah.
Which
At least
what,
it's
isn't that-
accurate.
well, isn't that one of the topics of discussion here tonight too? Something about people performing to tapes. Was that something that somebody posted?
Oh yeah, I have one of those stories. I haven't got to it yet.
All right, well,
It-
why don't we jump
We've
over
talked
to that?
about
Yeah.
that to death.
Yeah,
Well-
but this is Wolfgang Van Halen saying
Oh,
using
okay.
using backing tracks. If your laptop goes down, you should still be able to play your show, Jerry.
So
Oh,
here's,
yeah.
Chris.
so here's the thing with that, and nothing against Wolfgang Van Halen. The guy's he's great, man, and he's trying to carry on his own legacy and not walk in the shadow of his dad. So I give him props for that. That's pretty badass. But my thing with that, honestly, so I've been to nearly 700 shows in my life. It's going to concerts is like a pastime to me at this point, and I've seen it all: pop shows, rap shows, rock bands that I can tell were definitely dealing with a backing track or whatever. My thing is just don't lie about it. Like just be honest. Like let's take Kiss for example. I just saw Kiss less than a little over a month ago at Sonic Temple Festival in Columbus, Ohio. And they were awesome. The show was amazing, worth the price of admission. Like hands down one of the greatest rock shows I've ever seen in my life. And
Oh my.
and I'm serious. I'm not
Okay.
joking. I mean, it ranks up there with some of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Rush, Clockwork Angels is the greatest singular show I've ever seen in my life. It was the most times that I experienced all emotions other than anger in a show. This one was fantastic. It ranks right up there, top 5, maybe top 7. And Paul sounded fine. I'm sure it was probably some tape, some backing track, whatever. That's fine. What really bothers me is that these guys should come out and be like, hey, I'm 71. Not every 71-year-old can do, and he's had 3, 4 hip surgeries, and he's still out there like kicking ass. Like he's literally rocking his balls off out there. Gene Simmons sweat so much, he looked like he was melting. Okay. So these guys are putting it all out there in their early 70s. I'm having a hard time in my late 40s just functioning on a daily basis. And these guys in their 70s are going out there in front of thousands of people and doing it. So why not just be like, hey, every once in a while, I'm having a rough voice spot, but I don't want to let you down. So I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to sing, but there might be something behind me, enforcing me and helping me out a little bit. I have no problem with that. I really don't. Just don't point your finger at others and be like, you people are faking. Like not everybody can be Styx and be out there just doing it raw dog every night, same key and everything. They haven't even dropped keys since the
Oh, don't
70s.
even mention Sticks.
But I mean, but seriously, whether you like their music or not, they are literally, and I'm not joking, do the research. Styx is literally the only band out there from the 70s, A, doing it to 0 tracks at all, and B, they have never lowered their keys ever.
Has
They are
Cheap Trick
playing.
lower their key?
Chris,
Yes,
Chris,
they
Styx
have.
Cheap
Styx
Trick
is one of my favorite bands.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, I have a problem with Crash of the Crown. That's my big problem with
Oh,
them.
what a
But,
great album, dude.
Thank
Oh,
you, Chris.
my. Oh,
Thank you.
God.
He's the only one who doesn't like it. Everybody
we
told
don't
me
know
it's
what I
great.
feel.
I mean, it
We
pales in
don't- we
comparison.
don't know what I
we're,
feel.
we're saving that, but
I mean,
Yeah.
it pales in
Okay.
comparison. It pales in comparison to the Mission, but it's a
the
wonderful
mission
album.
is a lot better. Yeah.
I like the Mission.
Anyway,
But,
sorry, that was my piece. That was my piece on tapes. So there you go.
Jerry, tapes.
I mean, I've said it all along. I memean, I agree with Chris. Just to say that you do it, man, it'd be cool. I mean, it's obviously the novice fan can tell if you're, no, maybe not the novice fan, but the kind of experienced fan can tell if you're using tapes or not. So you're not fooling the diehard fans or whatever. So just tell people you're using tapes. Nothing wrong with that, man. I mean every pop singer uses tapes. Taylor Swift, 3/4 of her songs, she's lip syncing. She's performing, not singing.
Hey, let him talk about Taylor Swift because I want somebody to hear it. Go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying.
Tay Swift is a badass. Don't fuck with Tay Swift. She ain't faking. What are you kidding me?
Charles says this all the time. Milli Vanilli should get their fucking Grammy back. They should.
I do.
Was it you that said that?
No, I think that was the other podcast.
Don't
Yeah,
put
I
words
don't-
in my mouth.
Yeah.
I thought that was you, Charles, but they should.
The podcast
Everybody
No.
should.
that we don't copy.
No, but they should. Everybody fucking lip syncs, dude. They were just one of the earlier ones, the
I mean,
pioneers.
But I mean, do you
Give
know
it back
why?
to them.
Do you know why? Because they charge hundreds of dollars for tickets. They don't want to put shit out there. They don't want people being disappointed. That's a fact. What would you rather have? Would you rather go and see a show and watch a band take a shit on stage because they're having a bad voice night or whatever? Or would you rather see the bombastic show and have it sound good and still see the artists up there? Why? What would you rather see if you dropped $150 on tickets?
But if
Honestly,
Motley Crue is using tapes, they ain't using it on Vince. Because I saw them on
Yeah,
the stadium
he's
tour.
fucking
He was
awful,
like
dude.
yabba dabba doo.
he's
Wilma.
awful. Dude.
I'm like, Wilma.
No, but yeah, I mean, I agree with what Chris says. But tell people you're using tapes, man. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody uses tapes, man. Sorry, Al, man.
It's Charles's turn.
Wait, 1, 2. It's all.
Well, Chris went first.
I went
Okay,
first.
gotcha.
Yeah,
I went
you
first.
are.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I hopped in. My bad.
Hey,
Mine-
I'm half drunk and I still remember.
Yeah.
Come on.
I thought
Vote
Charles-
with your
Go ahead.
with your wallet and stop going and seeing these phony performances. That's what I say.
Al.
They,
So you're not going to any
you're going?
concerts.
I won't be
Charles
going.
goes to no concerts.
I can't half the time. I'm out in the middle of nowhere in Poland, so not a lot
Oh,
of
you're in
things here.
Poland. Wow.
Yes,
One of my
but
one of my heritage lands.
I might be able to see Megadeth and Creator here in a couple weeks.
Nuclear Assault, right?
Sacred Reich.
Sacred Reich, that's it. Good.
Sacred
fucking show,
Reich.
dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
but-
a blast from the past. Damn. Nice.
But these, I'm just not a big fan of these tapes. I'm not. And even though the last time I seen Kiss was 2014, they dropped the tuning down a whole step, and it was like a funeral dirge.
Yeah, it was rough.
It
dude.
sucked. It sucked all the energy out of the song.
Oh,
I mean, for somebody that's never seen them, maybe, and they just want to see them, then I get it.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I don't need to. But that's just me.
if they gave me free tickets, I would go.
Well, that's why. So just to give you a little insight, that's why I went. Like I covered Sonic Temple for my YouTube channel, and I got free tickets to the whole festival, and they were headlining one of the days. And there were 2 bands I wanted to see for free this year. I've gotten one so far. Kiss was one. Pantera's the other because I refused to pay for that fucking abortion.
Well, I'm watching them with Metallica,
Ooh.
so
I refuse to pay for that shit. So
why?
but yeah, because the Abbotts didn't want it. Diamond Vinny wanted nothing to do with it. And granted, nothing against Zach Wild and Charlie Bernanti. They're phenomenal. They're awesome. And the band sounds tight as shit. And that's great. And Phil doesn't even sound embarrassing. And he hasn't done anything embarrassing or racist or anything. So he's fine. They're fine. I just refuse to pay for it because it's not that it's not Pantera. It's that if Dime and Vinny were all for a reunion at one point,
I think Dime
before they-
was.
I don't know, man. I mean, he died so young, so early on, but Vinny
Dime hated that Pantera broke up. He
But-
didn't want the band to break
but
up.
Vinny clearly was not. And Vinny
Yeah.
claimed that he was acting on his brother's behalf because they so much hated Phil for what happened that they refused to give him the payday that Pantera is now bringing him, which is why I refused to pay for it ultimately.
That's a cool take on it, because I think we were all for the Pantera reunion, but who's next? Al tapes, Pantera, whatever.
No, I don't. No, I don't like. I'm kind of with Charles on this one. I don't like when bands do it. I get that Chris says that. You know, I don't. Chris, not everybody uses tapes. I mean, I went to go see a Black Crowes, and they were fucking phenomenal, completely live.
I said I specifically said bands from the 70s. Black Crowes or 90s. It's
okay.
different.
Okay, gotcha.
REO Speedwagon doesn't use tapes.
Of course they don't.
I'm not sure about that. I got to be honest with you. I'm not sure. And they're not even close. Like they're not. I've seen them with Styx recently, and Styx buries that band.
Oh
live.
yeah, but they're still good. Styx is always better than them. You're not a fan of Kevin Cronin, I see.
No, he's
All right,
great.
Mark.
No, he's great. But,
All right,
you
let Al talk, man.
All right,
know. Let Al talk. Sorry, Al. My bad.
Whether it's 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, I'm not a fan of bands. I mean, I'll agree with Jerry. If they're transparent about it, then it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Blackie Lawless is completely transparent about it. He admits to using them to help him out or whatever. But if you're like really completely like lip syncing, I'm not down with that shit. That being said, I vote with my wallet, dude. If I don't want to go see a band, I won't go see him.
Right.
I've seen Kiss on the end of the road tour twice now because I have free tickets and because my daughter is young and I want her to experience her seeing them.
And their show's insane, right?
Yeah, and she loved it. I mean, it's about the show, whatever, and that's cool. For me, the last time I really saw the real Kiss was in '98 on the Psycho Circus tour, and that was it. That was the last really time that I saw them. This time they were all right. You know, they were cool. I went, you know, and it was free. I wouldn't drop a dime on them though nowadays.
I agree.
If they sounded phenomenal to you, Chris, then that's awesome, dude. I mean,
they sounded good, dude. Like they sounded. Paul sounded good. The only thing I didn't like is when he did like the high screams, like which it sounded awful, like awful, laughably bad. But everything else sounded great. Gene sounded great. They all sounded great, man.
I gotta be honest with you, man. I think Paul killed his voice from all the years of like the stage banter and the in between raps, dude. You know
the lies he tells in between.
I'm fucking telling you. All that bullshit.
Who's
like,
getting
you know,
high tonight?
Yeah, you know, and fucking hugging himself.
That live to win tour didn't help any either.
What?
The live to win tour?
That's when it started turning to shit.
I heard that he fucked up his voice because he had surgery.
I saw him on that tour, and actually, that's the last time I thought his voice sounded good.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then after that, man, for some reason, dude, his voice went down, took a tumble, man, and it's a shame, dude. I mean, he had one of the best voices back in the day and shit. You know, he wasn't my favorite Kiss member though, but I think Peter Criss had the best voice in that band.
Ew.
Absolutely,
dude,
100%.
Yeah,
agree.
I don't disagree, and I'll get to that when we do my list. I will totally get to that because I agree. I agree to a degree. Not totally, but.
Yeah. Well, Mark, you can go into the next question. I'm cool, man. I'm done.
All right, man. I'm just saying, yeah, tapes suck, and fuck, man, be live, be legitimate about it.
Can I just say one more thing?
Go for it.
The fact that it's so accepted nowadays, dude, is fucking ridiculous. Because going back to the whole Milli Vanilli thing, and dude, back then they were crucified for that shit.
Yeah.
Now nobody even fucking bats an eye to it, man.
Yep.
You know, it's like considered like. If you don't lip sync, you're weird.
All right, wait. But hold on. I hate to interrupt, but here's the difference. There's a difference between what happened to Milli Vanilli and what happened with all these other bands.
They weren't.
It wasn't them. They were pretending to be someone else. If Paul Stanley was out there singing, or any of these other guys, and it wasn't them on the recording, then that would be completely horrible and horse shit across the board. but that's not what's happening with Milli Vanilli. Milli Vanilli was pretending. They were flat out
Well,
pretending.
they were
So
exposed. Well, the thing with them is that they were exposed later about that, but nobody knew that at the time. So then when that lip sync thing happened, all of a sudden it was like, holy shit, we got to like it. Well, they took the Grammy away too, I guess, because they weren't on the album, correct?
Yeah.
because it wasn't them.
Right. And it wasn't them, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, like I'm just saying, back then it was like, oh, everybody was up in arms and shit. Now it's like, who gives a shit? And it's like, it sucks because 90% of the people that go to shows plunk down all this money. They couldn't even fucking care if like there's anybody original left in the band. When back in the day, man, people actually fucking cared about that, man.
Well, that's an interesting take too, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. It just seems like nowadays nobody really cares about authenticity and quality of like the music.
Only people 35 and over care.
Yeah,
well,
no. They see the name Foreigner on the fucking marquee and they're like, oh yeah, man, they sing Hot Blood and all. They just couldn't even name me one person in that fucking band, dude. You know what I mean? It's like they don't care.
But you
Fucking
also
Mick Jones, Lou Graham.
but you also
Okay, we know you know, Mark.
All right.
but you also understand that like those bands were corporate bands too, like Foreigner, Journey, Styx, even like they weren't household names as individuals. And that's why whenever one of them went out and tried to do something solo, like Steve Perry had one album where he had success. Everything else he did, if it wasn't Journey's name on it, nobody gave a shit. Lou Graham never had a successful solo career.
The first album with Midnight Blue, man, that was a
Good
successful
tune.
album.
Right. So they all had one album, right? Dennis DeYoung had one album that was
He
successful.
also had on the
Tommy
Lost
Shaw.
Boy soundtrack too.
What happened?
On the Lost Boy soundtrack, Lost in the Shadows, he had a hit.
That's
He had a song.
But again, yeah, he had a song, but they all were spin-offs of the major band.
Yeah,
That's
Tommy
the
Shaw.
point.
Tommy
It's
Shaw
not like-
albums weren't well received at all.
It's not like like Genesis spawned not one, not two, but three successful solo projects spun out of that band. Yes, spun a whole different mega group out of them that became something, you know what I'm saying? Like these other corporate entities, like that became right. That's a rarity. But that's what I'm saying.
It just happened to strike lightning in a bottle like 3 times. You know what I mean? So,
and that's why where it becomes more interesting. And I'm sorry, I'm going to wrap up here and then let everybody talk for 10 consecutive minutes because I'm going to shut up. The difference, I think, and that's what KISS wants to happen. That's what I think is interesting is that Gene and Paul want this to be a corporate entity where they can just. That's why there's and they're facing so much backlash from what Charles so eloquently called scab KISS with Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer wearing the makeup of other characters, and for Gene and Paul to justify that by saying it's the faces that are the icons, not the people behind the makeup, which is completely and utterly false.
Not with that band. Not with that band.
Not with that band. That's what I'm saying. KISS wants to become the corporate entity, and they kind of were in the 70s because they manufactured everything. But it turns out that they're not that corporate after all. Like they are an actual, like these personalities are there's only one Ace. There's only one Peter. There's only one Gene. There's only one Paul. The makeup doesn't mean shit. And that was proven. So I'm done now for a while.
They will not continue without Paul or Gene.
All right. So I was talking about. Go ahead.
And I don't support Scab Foreigner. So go ahead, Mark.
I like Kelly Hansen, man. I'm sorry. I like what is it? The guy, Jeff Pilson on bass and Foreigner. I think they're a really good band. And it's great when Mick, I've seen him every time Mick was on stage with him. So that was cool. Mick Jones.
Isn't Bonham's kid playing with him?
No, he was. It's another drummer. Jason Bonham's in Black
Don't
Country Communion
and
and the Circle. He's doing a Black Country Communion album right now. Do you like that Black Country Communion?
I don't know.
Glenn Hughes, Jason Bonham, Joe Bonamassa, Derek Sherinian. That band fucking rules.
Sounds like a good band.
They have 4 albums.
Did you say he's in the Circle?
Oh yeah. Jason Bonham's in the Circle too.
That's a comedy act right there.
But it's but he's also in
I agree.
You never heard Black Country Communion.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Circle.
I know, but you never heard
Black Country Communion fucking rules.
And I've heard everything. I never know Hughes is in that band. Hughes.
Glenn
I saw
Hughes,
Glenn Hughes is one of the lead vocalists.
Joe
I saw-
Bonamassa
and the
sings
bassist.
with him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Talking
I
about
saw
a
one of
guy
the-
whose voice has lost no quality at all.
Go ahead, Al.
he's incredible, man.
Let Al
No,
tell
I'm just saying. I saw one of the rare Black Country Communion performances they played here in New Jersey, and
Oh,
I saw them and I got to meet them, and it was awesome.
Yeah, Joe
For
doesn't do
free.
a lot of live shows because he makes so much money as a solo artist. So
Yeah.
that's why they don't tour as much.
That's his bread and butter. Is his
Yeah,
solo.
Joe
Anyway,
Bonamassa is a really great guitar player.
I'm gonna get another drink.
Glenn Hughes and Robin Zander.
I take Xander.
They both
Freaks
sound
of- I mean,
incredible.
as far as not losing their voice,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
They're both
Yeah,
the
the only
same. Yeah.
the only other one I'd put up there with those guys would be like Tommy Shaw is impeccable right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
awesome.
Tommy Shaw still, man.
One of my favorites.
I just saw them at the beginning of May, and dude fucking still kills, doing crystal ball and everything, and like just hitting all the notes. Like it's insane. Insane.
Yeah, man. So let's get to the next topic. We'll just keep it on Kiss right now. Gene Simmons willing to reunite with Ace Frehley and Peter Criss despite initial rejection, Jerry.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew Gene would always be in front. I know Paul won't have it anyway, though. But Gene,
It's
would, I knew
bullshit.
Gene would.
It's bullshit.
I know Gene would. But I hope Ace and Peter don't. I hope they have the dignity to say, "Fuck you guys. You screwed us through the years. Fuck you. We're not giving you another dime.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys."
Charles.
Man, you know, I'm more concerned about Ace taking that payday. That's what I'm concerned about.
That's the
Did you
only
see-
thing.
Have you seen the footage of it was like in Florida? He did
Oh God, it was horrible.
shock me and it was pathetic. I wish all they would follow Peter Criss. That's the guy
I've seen Ace live lately. He was great.
I learned to respect
On
Peter Criss the most because he is graceful. He doesn't run his mouth. He just sits at
Ooh.
home and enjoys himself.
He
last
has
time
run
he
his
ran
mouth in the past.
Not in the last few years.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And what Ace said, he was going to drop the big story and then say shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm ready for all of Kiss to be finished, personally.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, Charles. Man, I do.
I said my goodbyes in an arena in 2000 in Orlando. I shed some tears. It was a wonderful night, and I was done. And then they came back, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then they kept the makeup on too, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then they put different people in the makeup, and I'm like, "What?" Like a thorough embarrassment of this band. My love-hate relationship with this band since 2000 is beyond the pale. You have no idea.
Paul
Paul and Gene can fucking go do solo tours, man. Those solo tours are awesome, and they do such cool deep tracks when they do their solo tours, man. They can do that from now on. You know what I mean?
If they
Anyway,
were
Al,
do
sorry,
that,
man.
you know. Oh, go ahead, Al.
No, I was just gonna say I put up a thing in Freeform about what's the longest distance you ever travel for a concert. And Ken Schulich goes like to see Kiss somewhere like way the reunion tour, and I go, which one? He goes to 2000.
Yeah, right.
So go ahead, Al.
I don't mean, what's the question again? I don't know.
Oh, you were Gene Simmons willing to reunite with Ace Frehley and Peter Criss despite initial rejection.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. At this point, Peter probably doesn't even want anything to do with it. Ace has gone on record on Eddie Trunk unless they pay him an insane amount of money, he won't do it.
Which
So
they
I
don't
guess
have
they
to.
offered him. I guess they offered him shit money.
No, they do. They've absolutely
Yeah.
screwed them two guys for fucking ever now. It's ridiculous. They even the story for Psycho Circus is embarrassing that they like wanted to pay them as employees to not play on the record, and then tell everyone that they played on the record. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, we know you did that in the 70s, but that was the 70s. We're in the internet age now, man. Like, you're not going to get away with that shit. It's just not going to happen.
That's why I hope they had the dignity to tell Paul and Gene, "Fuck you guys, man."
No, and what they're going to do is they're going to bring them on stage for those Madison Square Garden shows. That's it. It's not going to be a full reunion. They're going to bring them on stage for a few songs, and that's going to be the end.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What are they going to do? They're going to bring him up on stage with like no makeup on. And say,
I was going to say that.
Yeah. That's what
I
we're gonna do
heard that.
because
I heard that Gene Simmons says they could all wear the makeup.
no,
Oh,
Ace
God,
Ace is not
That's
squeezing his
dumb.
fat ass into a fucking Space Ace costume now. Are you serious? Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Jesus
he's
Yes,
good.
I
Christ.
have.
He's got a gut.
Do you know?
Uh,
You know who would rule live would be Ace's stunt double from the Phantom of the Park, man. That
the
would
black
rule.
guy?
The
Oh, the
black
black
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah,
I've
badass.
never seen that movie. I heard it was so bad
That
that I
would be
never watched
Oh,
it.
it's awesome,
It's
dude.
so
You gotta
bad.
watch it.
It's so bad you have to watch it.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
listen, everybody, get on board with me here. I say we stop this right now, full stop, and then we just watch it together and have a react video because holy shit.
Oh, and
yeah,
I like the
Bring up-
one with the Hanna-Barbera music too.
bring up the original Scabs and do
The
Rip
one
and
with Tommy
Destroy.
Thayer in it.
Yeah. Rip and
Rip,
destroy.
rip and destroy.
Oh my god. Hey, but
No, there's two cuts, Mark. There's one in the
Oh,
Kissology, and they put all the solo album music in it,
Yeah.
so good.
and they cut.
Back of the
Yeah, they-
Phantoms, right?
And they cut
got those
most of
two
Ace's
albums.
dialogue. They cut most of Ace's dialogue. That
Ah!
sucks. And
Yeah, already did.
Ah,
where did they get
what
the
are you
act?
saying, Sparky?
Did they get the act from the movie? Act.
Ah.
out-
yes,
Yeah, I was wondering where the act came from.
Ah. What do you say, Curly?
but the '70s, the original '70s cut has like the Scooby Doo type music.
It's
Yeah.
great,
It
man.
was
It's
made by
so-
Hanna-Barbera.
Oh,
It rules.
so
It's
painful.
awesome.
It's so painfully amazing. It's
Oh,
Exactly.
So one
So
more
great.
thing, man. Like, yeah, the recent. I mean, I've seen Ace like a couple of times, and like, I got to be honest with you, he just phones it in, pretty much.
Yeah.
You
What
look good to me.
Mark, what you saw Mark might have been an on. Maybe he just gave a shit that one night or something. But the past two times I think I've seen him, he couldn't fucking care less, dude.
I think I saw him
just-
after you saw him, though, and he was
He
good.
sounded like
Well,
a
like,
parody.
his
He sounded like a
guitar.
parody of himself. One time, oh shit, man! Even 10 years ago, I saw him and he fell off the stage.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Fucked up.
That's an Ace greatest hits. What are you talking about? That was planned.
BB King's in New York City, man. So yeah, that was it was during the smoking guitar bit. I think like you couldn't see the edge of the stage because there was so much fucking smoke. And he
Dude,
fell.
but that's the thing.
kind
Like
of felt bad for him, but
his guitar playing still sounds great. It's just his voice. Like he just can't do it anymore. It's fucking.
yeah. Well, I mean, well, I was gonna say he's a bit sloppy, but he's always been sloppy anyway.
Sounded
That's
great
the
to me. I don't know.
That's
I'm
the
an Ace
charm
stan,
of his
dude.
playing anyway. It's just like Jimmy Page, you know, when people are like, "Oh, Jimmy Page, he played so sloppy live," but that's the fucking charm. That's Jimmy Page, dude.
Bro,
You
there
know,
was, a,
that's the
there was a point in my life
You
that I
know?
would not be shy enough to say that I would have hopped on Ace's dick. Okay, let's just say that. I fucking love Ace. Okay.
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
that's all I gotta say about it. Oh, anyway, like I just I don't think it's gonna happen. That they're not gonna go on stage at Madison Square Garden shows. And besides, anyway, that's not gonna be the last Kiss shows anyway. So who gives a shit?
It definitely
True.
will be. It
I-
gotta be
I-
done, dude.
I guarantee
They've already got more
Ace,
scheduled.
Ace is gonna be hard up for money, and he's gonna get on that stage with Kiss. That's just my opinion, because that guy, he still wants that fame of Kiss. He still wants it. Peter
I
Chris
can
don't give
see
a
it.
fuck.
Yeah, I can see it, but I don't hope. So. I hope they don't.
Ace wants to get on the stage with Kiss more than he fucking acknowledge he does.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the question then. I think here's the question. Do you think because Ace is such a personality and he has actually gone out there and said some quite vicious things about Paul and Gene?
Then
Like
he took it away.
He has but he has pulled no punches though. Do you think he would go up there if he thought it was the last show at Madison Square Garden and be like, "Oh, it's fucking great to be home and fuck these two fucking guys in the first place for not," and just spill all the fucking
Yeah.
beans, and all of a sudden you see Paul and Gene have like the Tom Snyder moment all over
Right.
again. They're just like,
Oh my
And
god.
that would rule. That would be
Yeah.
cool.
That rule. I'm telling you, I think he's gonna get on there. One of the two are gonna get
I don't
on
think
that
so.
stage with
No.
Kiss.
I
It's a
hope
space
not.
bet.
I hope not.
I
always
think he will.
maintain, I always
I hope
maintain that
not.
I always maintain that Ace and Peter should have gone out on their own, painted themselves yellow, and called themselves Piss and toured as Piss.
Ooh, that wouldn't have worked good. That wouldn't have worked out good for them.
Yeah,
That
well,
would
you
have
know,
been fantastic.
they're not stealing any makeup. They're
They would
not,
have
you
just
know, they're
yellow
not
with the
using
black.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
paint yourself yellow, go out as piss, like Paul Stanley called them on Howard Stern anyway. And
Or like,
Yeah.
or like the
and,
meme, like, Peter could have gone out and just like had 4 cats and called themselves Hiss. Like
Oh my
All right,
god.
Mark, what do you got next?
We gotta let's
Did
get
everybody
another.
talk? Did everybody talk?
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
talk. Well, I didn't. I always get skipped because I don't get the respect on this fucking show. But
all right, Rod.
I
Sucks, don't it?
yeah, it does. But Buck, like I said, I hope Ace gets on there because that'd be cool. But then we'll get to the next subject. Let's see. You want to talk about crowd surfing, Chris?
Well, not to be a self-promoting horror or anything, but I just published a video not too long ago, a few weeks ago. And it's interesting that this happened at the Kiss show at Sonic Temple. So crowd surfing, I don't know how many of you go to concerts these days.
I do.
Crowd surfing is horseshit. Okay. Crowd surfing is
Yeah.
literally, if you've ever been to a concert and been in a general admission area and up front, especially if it was a festival, you at least one time in your life has had some overweight asshole fall on you or impose their weight on you much against your will. It's almost like rape without the insertion. It's
Oh,
fucking
shit.
horrendous. Okay.
Oh,
So,
fuck, man.
yeah, no, it's fucking horrible. It's much against my will. It's very much against my will. And I published a whole video about it. And I just thought, if we're all concert goers here, what does everybody take? What's everybody's take on crowd surfing? Like, have you ever dealt with it in person?
I hate it. I used to love the mosh pits, but I can't stand them now because I'm old and brittle. But I hate being bumped around at a concert, man. I've always hated that.
Especially when they knock your beer over, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. Fuck, and they're not
like,
cheap. So
but I'm
fuck you guys.
But I'm not talking about mosh pits.
That's
Like
a
mosh
$20 beer.
Well, I'm trying to say
so
the whole general thing. I was talking about just leave me the fuck alone. I wish I could just watch the concert without having these annoying assholes, fuck with everything.
Don't you wish
that's what I'm
everybody
saying.
would sit down so you could see it without standing
No,
up?
fuck that. No, you get to stand up and
That's
dance
cool.
and jump
I have
around.
no problem
That's
with
cool.
that. Enjoy yourself. Dance,
but-
enjoy yourself.
But that's
I
what I'm
wanna
trying to
see.
say. Like mosh pits, not what I'm talking about. So Sonic Temple Festival is 4 days long. There were 4 headliners. It was in order: Tool, Avenged Sevenfold, Kiss, and Foo Fighters. Right. So Tool doesn't really get mosh pits per se, but you expect some bumping around, a little bit of, because they do get heavy at times. Avenged Sevenfold, full on mosh pits. Don't even go near the front because that shit's gonna get crazy. Like, I know it. Kiss and Foo Fighters, I'm thinking to myself, there's not going to be mosh pits because there's nothing heavy going on, right? And crowd surfing should be at a minimum because that's normally a heavy band thing. But no, it was out of fucking control during Kiss to the point where there were 2 people on top of each other.
Yeah,
Crowd surfing.
It's dangerous, man. First of all,
Fucking
it's just
stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh.
I've
So-
never seen that at a concert. But I have been
have.
to I've been to a Violent Femmes concert where they did stage diving, and I go, they're playing acoustic. Why are you stage diving? So I kind of get what Christopher is saying there, because why are they fucking stage diving doing an acoustic set?
No, I'll
But,
drop a motherfucker. Like I've said it flat out these days. Like from
I
now
will
on, that was the
too.
last experience. I'm like, don't come near me because you'll get dropped
You
quick.
know-
I ain't holding you.
What
That
about
brings
you,
up a
Al?
good point. That brings up a good point because I remember. I mean, this is probably going back. Shit, man, almost 20 years ago. You guys remember the band the Mars Volta, right?
Yeah,
Fucking love
I
Marshall.
love Mars Volta.
Okay, I saw them when they had their first album out here in New York City, Roseland Ballroom, and I remember specifically, I was hanging out in the back. Actually, me and my friend actually at the back bar bumped into Zach De La Roca from Rage Against the Machine.
Wow,
He just
hell
happened
yeah.
to just happened to fucking be there. This is after Rage was broken up for a while. I think this was like 2004, and we just happened to bump into him, and he was talking with us for a while. Like nobody really kind of knew. Nobody was like counting him. Nobody even really knew. He was just kind of like incognito. But we recognized him right away. He was at the bar, and he was getting a drink, and we were there, and we just happened to talk to him. And anyway, he was there to watch the show. So we talked to him for like 5 minutes, and then he went on his way. So during the concert, and actually, what I'm getting at is during the Mars Volta set. Who's the singer of Mars Volta again? Do you remember his name?
I don't know.
Cedric or something?
Yeah, Cedric. That's it. Yeah,
Okay.
Cedric.
Yeah. So people are like fucking crowd surfing and moshing and shit. He stops the show. He's like, why are you guys crowd surfing and moshing? We're not a fucking hardcore band, you know. Stop that shit. You know? And I thought that was pretty fucking funny. I mean, they can get like they get more lumped into like the whole kind of math rock kind of progressive.
Oh yeah.
They think they're
Well,
Rush fans when they're not.
Well, no, I can
Yeah.
tell you exactly why. It's because they are they're a descendant from a band called At the Drive-In, which were
yeah,
like a hardcore band. So
they were more hardcore. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why that happened. Fans of At the
And
Drive-In showed up and they're like, I don't know what this is, but I'm fucking swinging.
Exactly. So that was funny. Anyway, so but I think like there's been times where like crowd surfing has been like completely unnecessary at certain band shows. I mean, I could see if like the music really calls for it. If you're at a hardcore show, well, hardcore shows is actually more actual moshing and shit like that. You know, I remember when I was younger, I crowd surfed. You know, when I used to go to like when I used to go see the Ramones and shit like that. You know, like I did that shit. You know, so I mean, I was younger and I did it, but now like I'm with Jerry, dude. I don't even want to go near that shit. I just want to watch the band. And
It's a young man's game.
I can't even headbang for more than 2 seconds because my knuckle hurts the next day.
Yeah.
I'm in shape and I know I can handle myself, but even I know, like, listen, man, I'm 51, dude. That's like I'm done with that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I let the younger people do it, and I'm good, man. You know, so.
Exactly.
Well, it's like I went to the Iron Maiden show like last year, and
With the
people were in a
lightsaber?
mosh pit. Yeah, with the guy with the lightsaber going in a circle. I was in Anaheim, so you know they went to Disney. Yeah, I love my job sometimes, but that was just funny. I go, why are they moshing during fucking Iron Maiden? Oh, this is just weird. But when I saw Judas Priest, I understand why they're moshing to Judas Priest.
Because you hear Painkiller come ripping through that fucking
like they're
you
fucking
hear-
moshing.
yeah, hell yeah.
Well, let me segue into something that's really been pissing me off lately is people throwing shit at these performers, man. It's getting out of fucking hand, dude.
Did you see BB Rexa get fucking blasted in the face with a phone?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand, dude. I mean,
Why would you
I
throw
don't
your
know.
phone up? That's money, man.
No, he got arrested. That person got arrested too. Like
He
they're
should be.
Good.
going to jail. He blasted her in the face. She got like 8 stitches or some shit. Like it was fucking brutal.
It was a country girl they got hit. What was her name? The real cute one. What's her name? Fuck, can't think of her name. Kelsey something. Kelsey Ballerini, I think her name is something like that. She got hit by something. She had to get off. It's just ridiculous. Somebody threw fucking ashes in the Pink concert, man. What the fuck, dude? I mean, from an urn. What the fuck is wrong with people, dude? I don't get it.
There's always those 2 or 3 dicks at a concert that do that shit.
True, but man, it just seems like you hear more of it.
Listen, man, this shit can go back years and years ago. Like people throwing stuff on stage. I have a bootleg of a Black Sabbath concert with Dio where fucking geezer got hit in the face with a lighter or some shit like that.
Did they shoot somebody at the live bootleg concert where you hear Steven talking about somebody shot a gun at him?
No, that's M80. People
M80. Oh yeah, M80 threw an M80 at him. Yeah,
I was like, Dimebag got fucking murdered at a show.
I mean, somebody threw a bottle at Sebastian Bach one time.
They threw an M80 at fucking Steven Tyler though.
Why? I mean, fucking ridiculous.
I mean, Dimebag was murdered. Sebastian Bach got hit in the head with a fucking bottle. I was at like, I mean, some fans just lose their mind. I saw Ariana Grande and like fucking fan just went up on stage and like went up behind her. She was sitting on the stage singing a song like all quietly. And all of a sudden this fan, like she had like smoke all around her and he snuck under the smoke. Like he was like hiding in the smoke. It was so creepy. I was like, what the fuck? And like, then all of a sudden he's like, did anybody ever see my favorite one of all time though? Did anybody ever see, and this wasn't somebody throwing anything, but did anybody ever see the video of Maynard James Keenan from Tool choke out the dude from fucking some fan came up during one of his songs and he Maynard got behind the dude and like because the guy went up to him and he was like, yeah. And he hugged him and Maynard somehow slipped out of the hug and got behind him. And because Maynard's a small, wiry guy, he like clutched him around his fucking head and put him in a sleeper hold and continued singing the song with the mic right here. It was fucking great. The guy was going down like WWE style.
The Bruce Dickinson one was cool too, man.
Yeah,
Show
you
that
guys
one,
are
Mark.
all wrestling fans too, man.
Show the Bruce Dickinson one. That was a
Oh,
funny
the
one,
Bruce
too.
Dickinson one. The
Check
show
it
I
out.
was.
Check it out.
The show I was at in
Yeah.
Anaheim. A fan came up on the stage and Bruce Dickinson went like this to him. I filmed it. It's like one of the videos on Freeform Rock Podcast YouTube, so check it out. He goes like this to, hey, come here. He gets him, puts him in a headlock, and throws him to security in the back of the stage.
That's Bruce Dickinson right
Don't
there.
fuck with
Bruce
Bruce
Dickinson.
Dickinson, man. Yeah. Hell yeah.
He was like, come here, come here.
But then again, there's always Chad Kroger. Can't feel sorry for him getting that rock in the head.
I mean, he's got the face like a foot, so it's all good.
Yeah,
All right, man.
depends on the artist.
Everybody talk about Jerry's subject about the crowd surfing. No, about the throwing shit at people. Guys all
Crowd
talk about
surfing, I didn't really get to, but
Go for it,
I'd-
Charles. That's why I'm
I'd
making
say
sure.
just pull a Chris and sidestep, man. Let them fall on their face. They'll stop.
Oh.
It's like a
Give him
like
a little
a
help
kid.
on the way down.
it's like a bad kid that you know that you keep telling them get down. Let them fall one time. Let them fall.
I can still help him.
There's
now.
some
I'm still
kids.
capable of that.
There's some kids out there that gotta learn. Yeah, I'm not with that shit, man. And that throwing shit. I make jokes about Chad Kroger, but whatever.
I mean, we all
Nickelback
wanted
sucks.
to start the
But-
mosh pit Heel Fest, didn't we?
Heel fest.
Well, we should have done crowd surfing
No
at
shit.
Heel Fest. It would have been
I
fucking
think me and Jerry had
entertaining then.
COVID while we left. So
I would have stayed if there was some moshing and some crowd. surfing.
hey, Jerry, we didn't infect anybody with COVID. That was pretty cool.
I don't know how that was possible.
I don't know. We didn't get Charles sick or Dr. Fuck or Ian or Metal Mike or Bushy. We didn't get any of them sick. And we were sick at Rockin' Pod. We know we had it. We were like,
Yeah, the
damn.
day of the actual rocket pod, I'm just like a zombie all day walking.
Yeah,
through
it was like I was trying to get you going. I got worse. I think I got mine walking out of Rockin' Pod. Because remember I was freezing.
that. Oh, dude, that
Well, it was
sucked.
fucking. It was cold.
It was fucking
Cold
cold.
as fuck.
I had a jacket on, man.
I forgot to bring a jacket.
Why have
That was
my
the worst day.
my members only?
That was
jacket.
the worst day weather-wise.
Yeah. Oh wait,
That
no.
Saturday.
After Keel Fest, we may have left early, but we waited out there for like 45 minutes for an Uber, and we were freezing on that corner. Jerry,
I bet.
Al, where are you at now? Are you still in New Jersey or back in Florida?
I'm in Florida.
hey
I was just
Jerry,
in Florida.
you remember us freezing for 45 minutes waiting for an Uber after Keel Fest, trying to get home?
And after the rocket pod too.
Yeah, we were
waited for a long
freezing.
time.
That fucking our fucking Uber kept deleting us.
See all the boxes of vinyl and shit?
Oh, shit.
Oh shit, dude!
I'm unpacking, bro.
All right,
It's
man.
like fuck the China, fuck the
I'll
fucking,
get to one last.
glassware.
I get the last one
Take care of the vinyl.
quick last story. Stephen Piercy of Rat wasn't grunge's fault, Jerry.
It wasn't.
The natural order of things. Period.
Well, he was talking about copy bands like Britney Fox and stuff like that.
Well, there were a
He is-
ton of them.
Hey. Hey,
It was flooded. The market was flooded with bands like Pretty Boy Floyd, Trickster, Firehouse, all that. Sorry, Al. But
yeah.
we got into a kind of well, no, we didn't. We're cool about it, I guess. But we disagree about Firehouse. I think.
Why you
House?
apologizing to me?
No,
I like Firehouse.
Yeah,
Fuck
sometimes.
off, everybody.
It
I
was
like Firehouse.
It was.
I don't
kicked.
like Firehouse.
I do.
But
I
it was
didn't say
just
you
too
did.
watered down, man. I mean, bands like Nirvana, man, just kicked everybody in the ass, man, when they came out. Plain and simple, man.
So, Charles.
Yeah, man. No, it was Firehouse's fault. I put that out there.
They had a hit during the grunge era, though.
Of a lifetime.
It
I
was-
brought that up. That's what I brought up that one time. I brought up that they actually had a fucking hit in 1995.
You're right, they
They
did.
had a bunch
Yeah.
of hits.
I
bunch
looked
of
that
hits.
up. I looked
Yeah,
that
but
up.
we
You're
were
right.
we were at post grunge by then. That was Mark's favorite live and Bush and all that.
I like
bullshit out
live,
that
man.
time.
Live rules. Candlebox.
They were all
I love all
ballads,
those
though.
bands.
They were all ballads, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's just- I would.
Firehouse.
I'd
took
rather
the
listen to
Bon-
Firehouse.
route. Firehouse took the Bon Jovi route and went adult contemporary and had a hit with a ballad. That's really what a lot of those bands. They, I always maintain that, but there was three ways a lot of those glam era bands went. They either went heavier, like fucking Skid Row and shit. They either went bluesier, like Cinderella, or they went adult contemporary, like Bon Jovi and shit, to kind of stay relevant, like throughout the '90s. So
Yeah.
some of it worked, some of it didn't. You know, so
So
But it ain't no Carpenters, man. Come on.
But
Hey.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, this is why Nirvana and grunge ultimately, and Stephen Pearcy can say what he wants, but Stephen Pearcy's career literally went down the toilet after Nirvana. And yes, there is something to be said about oversaturation because we watched it happen to grunge too. Silverchair, and God,
grunge only lasted like 5 years.
yeah. I mean, there were so many bands that came after the big four grunge bands that were, and then, Stone Temple Pilots had good success. Smashing Pumpkins had good success, but like bands like Smashing Pumpkins weren't like straight grunge. They were kind of almost progressive. At times. Like they were so wacky. But anyway, the thing about hair metal is there is something to be said about like oversaturation. They had a good 10-year run, but at the same time, until Nirvana came around and said, yo, here's something else, and a whole new brand of angsty people just said, enough of this pretty shit, this is boring now, time to move on, right? And if you look at the bands that sustain, like even Skid Row, so again, not to be a self-promoting whore here, but I did a video. I've done several videos about this on my channel, my YouTube channel, Redbeard Videos, where it talks about how the one video in particular, Slave to the Grind for Skid Row, one of the heaviest albums of the entire era. #1 album on Billboard charts, huge success, right? Nobody talks about it. Nobody really brings it up as one of the heaviest, best albums in general of the 90s. It gets buried.
Pantera overshadows them.
Right. It gets buried under Pantera, Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, Testament, all the other bands that came out, Korn and Tool and Rage Against the Machine and all the other stuff that came out in the 90s. It gets buried. And why is that? Because of their association with hair metal. And literally Nirvana showed up and said, oh, this Skid Row stuff is nice, and we get that you're heavy, and you launched Pantera and you launched Soundgarden, but fuck you, you're hair metal, you're just hair, we're done with you. So that's why I always will attribute it, like maybe it wasn't the cause, it was the Archduke Ferdinand version of why hair metal eventually is just been put on the ash heap of history. It was the the bullet that went through Old Yeller, not the reason. That wasn't what killed Old Yeller. Old Yeller would have died anyway, right? You know what I mean?
Metal is selling out clubs everywhere right now compared to what compared to what the pop was going on at that time. Man.
It was right place at the right time, man. It was just the timing was perfect storm. So
and there are bands that are still like the newest Winger and the newest Extreme albums are fan-fucking-tastic.
Fucking Winger, the Winger one rules. The Extreme one,
oh my God,
is awesome. The Winger one is awesome.
Dude, the Extreme album is so good.
Extreme has so much variety on an album. It's like you get every time. It's like an awesome, man.
Here we go.
I love it.
But like I keep telling you, the new Rival Sons, Darkwater is way better
good
than
shit.
all those
That's
albums.
Good shit.
Rival
Sons is okay. Sure.
Yes. Love the new Rival Sons album. Raw rock and roll, man.
Extreme, a variety of garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Hey, so did everybody talk
band.
about the Stephen Pearcy thing, Al? Did you talk about it? Who
No,
has to talk about it?
No, I'm good, man. You can go on.
Okay, man. I want to make sure everybody talked about it.
Yeah, you guys touched the points. I mean, like I said, man, I just said it was the perfect timing.
Yeah,
like it was water. It was the perfect storm. I mean, Nirvana just happened to be there. It was just like the planets aligned, and
rap was.
It's always Nirvana's Nevermind that is the fucking the line in the sand where people point to where the changing of the guard happened. I for one, walk, like I said before, dude, like to me, what pissed me off, and I welcome the change, dude. I love like the alternative and the grunge stuff that came in. Like I love Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, shit like that, man. You know, the whole glam era. I don't like using hair metal because I think that fucking term was coined by the grunge era. Anyway,
Stephen Piercy says he's okay with it though.
yeah, whatever. I'm not okay with it, but the glam era ran its course, and there needed to be a change up. And I like the way the alternative era kind of made these glam era bands kind of rethink their approach, and they actually came out with great albums in the '90s. Like we did that '90s, 80s bands like released great albums in the '90s. I think the change was good and made these bands rethink some of their approach on their albums, and I thought there was some good shit that came out as a result of that. That being said, I'm glad like there was a change. Oh, the whole thing I was saying was that the thing that kind of like pisses me off, and this is the true meaning of a poser, is that when Nirvana and all the alternative bands came out, all of a sudden people are like, oh, Motley Crue, Rat, Dokken, that shit is nonsense. When they fucking bought those albums in the fucking 80s, all of a sudden, like, oh, I gotta be cool and fucking like.
Yeah.
For me,
You got laughed
Dokken,
at.
I never changed,
Yeah.
man. I
You
never
got laughed
changed.
at if you told people you like
For
that,
me-
that music.
No, for me, I never threw out my fucking Motley Crue
No.
Rat albums. They sat alongside Soundgarden,
Exactly.
Alice in Chains, everything in my collection. I welcome both. I never fucking
Remember
turned my
Extreme 3 came out around Pearl Jam.
One of the
Oh,
best
God
albums of the
damn it,
90s.
man. Jesus Christ.
One of the best albums of the 90s.
Nah,
Hands down.
Tesla's Busting
Rat-
Up was one of the best albums.
Tesla.
Extreme
Yeah,
3 was awesome. Yeah.
Rat
Well, I'm just
wasn't
saying-
even.
I'm just saying the bands I liked in the '80s. I never threw out their albums, dude. I still
No,
they sat on
did I?
Nope.
and I like the '90s stuff too. So I like both. For me, like all of a sudden, for people to turn their back on that stuff, man, you're a fucking poser, dude.
Right,
Like you're
exactly.
stuff on the bandwagon. So
Yeah.
that's the problem that I had.
I mean,
Okay,
I don't
fellas.
like to throw insults around or names, but I definitely was guilty as like a 14 or 15-year-old at the time of forsaking Jesus Christ certain bands. Like I all of a sudden was like, after especially after like Pantera and Rage Against the Machine and Tool
You didn't
came
get
around.
Warrant Doggy Dog at that time, man?
No, see, I kept Warrant because I thought Doggy Dog was heavy enough, and then after that, Ultraphobic came out, and that shit was dope.
Yeah.
And then like that was cool. And then I stuck with like Skid Row because Subhuman Race was fucking good and heavy.
Yeah.
Like I just stayed with the heavier stuff. Even Winger, like Pull was a great record, but
Yeah.
like
Rules.
I did such a sharp turn on like Bon Jovi and Poison because
Wow,
like
that's
they
not
were-
a big deal.
but I mean look
I never did. Look.
but looking back on it now, like I still don't like Poisons. Like I still like I go back and
Yes,
revisit
you're
it and
smart,
I'm like, ugh,
obviously.
Poison.
You're
But
smart.
I will listen to like post Nirvana Bon Jovi albums. Like These Days is a great Bon
Ooh.
Jovi
Oh,
record.
fuck yeah. Lee loved that album.
That's a great album. It's a good
And
album.
he gets
man.
made fun of because of These Days.
Nah, it's good music, man. That's good stuff. But yeah, Bon Jovi definitely did drift more towards like a country rock type of thing that I didn't really get down with. Middle of the
Oh,
road.
I like the country album, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big
Lost
fan of that
Highway. I
stuff.
love that fucking album.
Yeah, no, I mean he
Who
lost me
Wants to
there.
Make a Memory? Great song.
But I did like I remember I had like a full turn on certain things, but then there were other bands, like even the more underground bands, like Lillian Axe became one of my very favorite
Ooh,
bands.
yeah. There
One of
you
my
go.
very favorite bands. Psycho Schizophrenia is one of my very favorite albums of the 90s. And if you haven't heard it, it's fucking killer. It's a great album. And I loved when some of these bands, going back to our guest of honor tonight, Kiss, Carnival of Souls is one of
Fucking
the
A, dude.
dopest fucking albums of the 90s that gets
Love that album.
zero recognition because it needs more production, man. They should go back and remaster and redo that the production value on that album because it's so good. It is so good.
So
Stephen
Charles,
Percy was
There you go,
Rat.
Charles.
Rat was not even relevant in 1991.
Truth.
well,
No,
they
were
did
not.
Nobody
Yeah,
Rides
the
No,
for
they
death
were
Free.
rattle, mate. They were on
Nobody-
the death rattle.
Yeah. No, they
They
had
were
nobody.
not relevant.
Was it
man.
no-
Yeah,
Nobody
Reach for the
Rides-
Sky came out then, did it? Or was that
But Nobody
1990?
Rides for Free from the Point Break movie came out in 91, did it?
movie soundtrack songs. Don't mean
What?
shit.
You
Come on.
sound like you sound like Jeff Beers right now.
Stop it.
Well, because Jeff Pierce is rad, man. Come on.
No, their last big album was what? Dancing Undercover. That was like their
I think
last.
Detonator was
Yes.
on an awesome album,
No,
man.
yeah, it might have been awesome, but it didn't mean shit. We
So
were
was
talking
the
about.
They were-
so
we're
was
talking-
the
we're talking-
last album, man.
We're talking
Oh, my
about
God.
we're talking about relevancy. Reach for the
Yeah.
Sky. Did Reach for the Sky have any good song? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
Any
it had
hits?
Way Cool.
I Want a
Jr.
Woman, Way Cool Jr. That was so Reach for the Sky was their last relevant album in terms of relevancy. That was 1988. That was
Boo.
What do you mean?
1988.
Detonator.
Was
Shame,
that
shame,
88? I
shame.
thought that was 90.
No,
Once
Hey,
1988.
shame, shame, shame was a minor hit for them on Detonator.
Minor.
once
Well, yeah,
minor.
minor.
Once Desmond
I'm grasping at straws here.
I mean, let's
You
take a
are.
look at it. I mean, it was barely certified gold.
Guns N' Roses
That was
buried
Detonator.
Rat at that point,
Of
dude.
course they did.
Guns N'
Stop.
Roses buried everybody at that point.
So did Oasis.
Exactly.
Later.
Not 91. Yeah,
I
well,
know.
I said later.
Once
I
Desmond
mean-
they didn't
Child
bury
puts
everybody.
I mean,
it's
Reach
all
for the Sky.
over.
Reach for the Sky charted at number 17 on Billboard. That's a fucking relevant album.
Yeah.
Detonator didn't even sniff the top 200.
But the song, what about
I'm
Shame,
sorry.
Shame, Shame? I think was top rock song or something.
I got
Eh.
news. I got news for you. Once Desmond Child puts his hands in the pie, it's all over.
No. Well, it worked for Bon Jovi, man, and
As
Aerosmith.
we'll see on this list that's coming up.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to this list, man.
Fuck
Do
yeah.
it.
One thing real quick.
Damn it, Jerry.
Personal
Oh yeah,
lost
that
George-
dude.
we lost George Tickner today. He would, believe it or not,
Yeah,
Journey
he-
actually had another guitar player. And
Yeah.
he was, and they were really good on this first album. I love the pre-Perry era.
Fuck
I just
yeah.
want to say R.I.P. to him. I mean, he quit the band to be a doctor, which was kind of cool. And I think he stayed in the music business. I think he started some music school with Ross Valerie or something like that. I don't know, but that's the last I heard. But seemed like a really cool dude. Kind of disappointed they didn't have him in the Hall of Fame, but then they didn't have him in the Hall of Fame. But then again, they didn't have none of their other singers with them, so I kind of understand. But anyway,
Arnell should have been in there with
I
them.
don't want to waste. too
Did
much
Greg
time.
Raleigh
What?
get inducted with them?
Yes.
What?
Nah, R.I.P. to George.
Arnell
man.
should have been
I mean,
if Robert Trujillo could go in with Metallica. Arnell could have been in with Rick and Journey because he made an album with them.
Why do you-
Robert didn't
why do
make
you-
one.
Why do you even care?
I'm just giving. I'm just.
We
Fuck
went
it.
over that before, man.
I
Who cares
know.
what the fuck
I
goes
tell
in the
you what,
Rock and
though,
Hall of
man,
Fame, man?
those fucking pre-Perry albums are smoking.
Yeah, and
hard.
you guys need to give that episode some love. Look
That's
into
some
the future.
proggy
It's only
shit, dude.
80 downloads, man. What the fuck?
That's some proggy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
The more-
Jimi
the
Hendrix
older I
only
get, the-
56. What the
The
fuck?
older I'm getting, the more I'm just in love with the older Journey stuff, man.
Older Journey. I got that.
Got to see a Journey cover band last Friday. They fucking ruled, by the way.
This man. This
Dude,
rules.
Yeah, it
I saw
does. Fucking
I saw-
awesome.
I saw the king of Journey cover bands. They were called Voyage. Voyager,
Yeah.
Voyage.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and it's fucking Hugo from
Hugo,
a
yeah.
band called Valentine. Speaking about hair metal bands, whose
He
claim to
looks
fame,
just like Steve Perry. He looks
dude,
just
he
fucking
looks
like him.
dude. I was at M3 Festival and I'm sitting there going, is Steve Perry here? Like, what happened? He sounds like him. He looks
Yeah.
like him. I'm like, what the hell? And my son, who's 19, who doesn't really know Journey, I mean, he knows the songs, but he's not like a fan because he's 19. But like he knows the songs and stuff. He's sitting there and I show him a picture and he goes, oh my God, he does look just like him. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Okay, guys,
Anyway.
let's get into the subject. But before we get into the subject, I saved this for last. Who is the MVP of Kiss and who is the weak link of Kiss,
Oh
Jerry?
my God.
MVP at Kiss. I mean, how do you? That's by errors and decades. It's hard to tell. Who the
Well, just
MVP
do
is.
the original members and then do the
I mean,
scabs.
even Vinnie Vincent at one time was the MVP. I mean,
Of all time. Just go
you
like,
gotta give it to Paul because he's been there the whole time. He's never checked out. Gene checked out in the 80s, you have to admit. So as much as I fucking hate Paul now, I gotta give him credit, man, because he kept the band together through all the years, man. I mean, as far as the least member, you said the least person too? Is that what
Yeah.
you said?
the weakest link.
The weakest link. Oh man, Pete put his foot in his mouth a lot. He really did. But calling him the weakest link, I don't know. I couldn't give you a weakest link, but I can give you the MVP. Definitely Paul. He
Oh,
held the band
come
together.
on.
Who would you pick?
Oh, well,
We'll
I
get
would
to you,
pick I
okay.
would pick freaking Ace as the MVP and Peter as the weakest link. But what would you pick, Charles?
The stupid fans that pay for everything Kiss does is the MVP. And
that's a great answer. That is a
So-
spot answer if there's ever been one.
Well, he is the
Thank you.
star, man.
Actually, let's just
And
say
the-
Charles is the MVP.
Charles.
Yeah. the least would probably, that's too hard to answer because
It is.
I think Paul Stanley's the least as far as how he treats everybody.
Okay, I see that.
And I think he's really the brains behind the outfit, honestly, not Gene Simmons. I think it's
Sure.
Paul.
Especially
Gene Hawk and everything known to man is a weak link. They all have so many weaknesses that they kind of counteract each other. They all like equal each other out in the long run.
one thing you can't deny.
So they're all
about
tied
Kiss
for the
Yeah.
least because they
Is
can't
that-
get along.
Those first 6 studio albums, man, fucking legendary. Though. You can't say anything fucking bad about those, man. Incredible albums, dude. An incredible run too. Those 6 albums were. So
What about you, Chris?
So I want to show you guys something really cool because I have nothing but positive experiences with Paul Stanley. And I know that a lot has come out over the past few years about him, but I got these fucking awesome things that I just want to share with you guys. So I have these 2 pictures with me and Paul Stanley, exactly 15 years apart. This was me with him at 15 years old. Okay.
look at you, dude.
Yeah. Right. And then this was me with him at 30 years old. Right.
Nice.
So, so I love Paul Stanley. I am a Paul Stanley fanboy from like the beginning. Kiss is the band that introduced me to what fandom is, to what it means to love something, you know, outside of myself and like really like be all in on it. I was like 5 years old and shit. So, and Paul Stanley was the voice that I loved more than anything. If I had to say, like, I am also an Ace Frehley stan as I've become like more educated in music. The dude he's a revolutionary guitarist. He really is. He's a very influential guitarist. He doesn't get the credit for being as good as he was. With that being said, Paul Stanley is clearly the MVP because this band would have died in 1983 if it wasn't for Paul Stanley. Done. Period. All Animalize, Asylum, Crazy Nights, Hot in the Shade, as dreck as they were at times, sustain that band. There was at least one big hit on every one of those albums, and they were all Paul Stanley songs. And he kept that band alive so they could make it to Revenge and then the eventual reunion.
Sure.
And then on top of that, I have a dual weakest link. Okay. Musically, it's Peter Criss. As a drummer, he's the one that doesn't fit this band, and he kind of held them back from being what they could have been. You could not hear what they could have been until Creatures of the Night, which brings me to my other weakest link, and that's Ace Frehley, because as much as an influential and revolutionary type guitarist that I think he is, he's also a massive disappointment because his substance abuse and his inability to keep himself healthy and focused really withdrew from how amazing. Could you imagine what Kiss would have sounded like with Ace Frehley? Because if you listen to the Frehley's Comet stuff, a lot of that shit's tremendous. The songs are awesome.
If
And
they would have made Creatures of the Night and not The Elder, he probably would have still been in the band.
But they couldn't. See, so
yeah.
Without getting too deep into this story, I don't think Creatures of the Night could have been made with Ace Frehley because Vinnie Vincent's guitar sound and his writing style was necessary for them to take that step forward to being heavier. However, there's no proof to that because it could have been Eric Carr as well. So, and Eric Carr was kind of thrown into The Elder and said, do something. And he did, you know? So, and I love The Elder, and I think The Elder's a phenomenal album. I really do. I think it's a very unsung album. I think it's really fantastic, especially being a prog rock fan. But yeah, Ace is just so disappointing to me from a sense that I think Ace with Eric Carr and Gene and Paul in the 80s could have been something. Like, it could have been so fucking great because I love the Frehley's Comet stuff so much. I just think it could have been great. So, and one of the biggest hits that Kiss had in the 80s, Hide Your Heart, was written by Ace Frehley. So there you go.
So Al, MVP, weakest link.
I'll have to agree that Paul was probably the MVP, and then Peter was the weakest link. Peter wasn't much of a songwriter, so he needed like somebody to kind of write the song for him. As much as I love his voice, and I'll disagree on the drumming thing. I thought his drumming was perfect for that '70s material.
Especially the first three albums.
Actually, I think he's an underrated drummer on the first couple of albums. I always maintain that the first three albums, my favorite era of Kiss is the first three albums.
Sure,
where they were
mine too.
a hungry, dangerous band, dude. They were not cartoony. They were fucking feared by parents, dude. And kids that listen to them, they were fucking dangerous on the first three albums. Once Destroyer came out, the cartoon aspect of Kiss started coming in. Not to say Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and Love Gun aren't great albums either. Those are great albums. But the corporate shit started creeping in. The cartoony aspect of them started creeping in. And that's a whole we could talk about all that all night. But for me, the first three albums are the real authentic Kiss. And I thought Pete's drumming was phenomenal on those albums. And it fit.
I did too.
He had that kind of primitive swing style to him that fit those songs.
Dress to Kill, he was on fire. Dress to Kill, he was on fire on that album.
I'm not going to say that he's a subpar drummer. He fit those songs perfectly. As the late '70s came out, obviously his skills diminished because of drug abuse and all that stuff. So I think I just have to call him the weakest link because he wasn't much of a songwriter. He had to bounce ideas. He had to have somebody kind of write the songs. He may have had ideas, but he had to have somebody shape the songs for him. That's why.
Weren't a lot of his song ideas from like the band he used to play in?
Chelsea.
Yeah. So he had a songwriting partner in that Stan Penridge. So he had a songwriting partner. So when it was his songs, you always saw Penridge as the other songwriter. So and whatever. And Ace would write Ace, Gene, whatever, they would write songs for him to sing on. So anyway,
he inspired. He did inspire Gene Al though to change. Like when Gene will get somebody he'll change a comma to a period and then he gets a co-write. That's what Peter Criss did with Penridge. So he was a huge inspiration on that.
Listen, man.
So I don't know. He might be undervaluing Pete.
And just for the record, I just want to clarify that I don't think Peter Criss was a bad drummer by any stretch. I just think that he was the right fit for the right time. And I think his voice was very important early on. I mean, I couldn't hear it. Like every time I hear somebody else sing Black Diamond, it makes me angry. So so that's an all-time song. Like that's one of my all-time favorite songs. So Peter was very important. I just think whenever I hear Eric Carr or Eric Singer play those songs on drums, it's got more oomph. Like Black Diamond, like I hear Eric Singer play that. Eric Singer is to me the best drummer Kiss ever had. That guy is a fucking animal, like on drums. He's so in the pocket and he's so good.
Great on that first Badlands album, man.
Oh, he's incredible.
He's about as good as Alan Schwartzberg.
I'll finish up with this. I'm picking Paul solely because he did keep the band going through the '80s and whatever. But looking at my list, he could easily be fucking weakest link because he wrote a lot of fucking turds, man. Let me just tell you. I'm an Ace fan. Not going to easily pick him as the MVP, but because he wrote like my favorite songs like for Kiss. So, but I give it to Paul because he kept the ship going, man, and Ace fucking Ace basically shot himself, dude. You know what I mean with the drugs and all that shit. So
well, and that's
anyway.
and not just that, but they didn't. I mean, Paul and Gene, like if you look at all the albums, right, and you'll see a theme when we go through my list. But like Ace wrote all the fucking heaviest, best songs, but they never gave him but they never let him do it. Like they just never like he had like one song on the first album, right? He had Cold Gin, like that was it. And then like on Hotter Than Hell, he had Strange Ways. Holy shit!
Great
Like,
fucking
are you
dude.
kidding me? And then on Dress to Kill, he had Getaway and She.
Yeah.
I thought she was a.
He didn't write
Kiss
She.
song.
I thought he wrote She. I'm sorry. You're right. That's
Gene wrote. He
that's
wrote
Gene.
Parasite.
Gene and Paul.
He had
Parasite.
Too. Holy, that's right. He wrote Parasite.
Fucking
Too.
what a riff.
Dude. Yeah.
What a
But I mean,
riff.
but then my favorite Ace album in terms of his solos is Rock and Roll Over, and he doesn't have one song on that album. He has not one single writing credit on that record. It's so strange, but like his solos on there are so ripping. It's insane. It's crazy.
And he didn't sing until the album,
Dark Light. That Dark
so.
Light solo is awesome too.
Dude, that's
It's
one
so
of my favorites
good to
too.
get
Agreed.
like Kiss nerds in here, and they know about this band way more than I could ever imagine. And that's fucking cool because they probably had these bad songs in their head, but I didn't. I had to actually go listen to them to make sure they were bad because Kiss isn't in my DNA. So you guys didn't probably have to listen to these songs. I did.
Hey, I'll let you in.
No, I didn't.
I'll let you in on a little secret. I actually wrote out my list maybe about 15 minutes before going on the fucking air. Because I knew already what the fucking terms were.
Too.
This took me 3 days to come up with, man.
This took me about 15 minutes.
I did homework.
I mean, I could come up with 11 Kiss songs that I despise in 5 seconds, but I wanted to challenge myself, so I put a little effort into this one. So
I did too.
I'm gonna make a prediction real quick, Charles. Before I get you, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna make a prediction. I'll say that the top 3-4 songs, I bet you a lot of them are gonna be the same on these lists.
Sure.
I will bet on that right now, dude. So
if you
I don't know
what I'm thinking about.
I did set a parameter.
What was that?
I set a parameter for myself. I tried to limit one shit song on an album because I could go with Hot in the Shade and Crazy Nights and just say done.
Sure.
I could go from a Mask and the Elder and be done, but I didn't.
That's because you don't know Kiss, Mark. Just stay quiet. Don't bring it out today. Please don't.
All right,
Elder rules.
Let's get to this, man. What's your number 11 worst song? A song by Kiss that sucks. Your number 11.
So wait, so we're doing it from 11 to 1. Okay, yes. I thought we were just gonna announce our lists. Okay,
no.
It don't matter either way.
No,
well, mine are in no specific. Mine are in no specific order. So
11 to 1. What's your 11, Jerry?
My turn first?
Yes, I'm going by the way I see you guys in the video.
This fucking song made me fucking want to puke when I first heard it. It's terrible. Co-written by a very talented songwriter, Diane Warren, don't get me wrong. But off the Detroit Rock City soundtrack, Nothing Can Keep Me From You.
Oh, I don't like that one.
Holy shit, what a terrible song that was, dude. Just pretentious, pathetic attempt at fucking doing I Don't Want to Miss It. No, Armageddon came out before that. That's right.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But just another attempt to do another one of those, just missed the mark. It just sucks. All right. That's my number 11.
What's your number 11, Charles? Chuck Charles?
Coming in at number 11 is I didn't put any, by the way, my parameters, I didn't put a solo album songs. I put that as honorable mentions. So my number 11 is literally the only 70s song by Kiss I can't stand. And it's off Destroyer, my least favorite 70s album. Nope, I bet you don't. I know what you think but no, it's not that one. I've always hated Flamin' Youth.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that song.
I love that song. I love that song.
Like that kaleidoscopy thing going on, and it just doesn't work for me. You thought I was going to say Great Expectations, didn't you?
I thought so. Yep.
I
get it.
fucking love that song.
I
That
love
song
that song.
rules.
That's a great song.
Love it.
So much
No, I
nostalgia
just-
for that tune.
I had to pick a 70s Kiss song. That's the only one. That's
All right.
literally the only one for me. So
Damn.
Flamin' Youth off of Destroyer.
That's a
I'm just-
shocker. You have a shocker
don't
already.
like it.
What about you, Chris? Number 11.
All right. So, like I said, like Charles put parameters on himself, I put parameters on myself too. So I did not include any of the solo albums at all. And I could also include just about every single Gene Simmons song from the very last note of On the Eighth Day of Lick It Up to the very first note of Unholy on Revenge. Also, I've completely omitted the entirety of Gene Simmons' output from the Hot in the Shade album from my brain completely, with the exception of Betrayed, because it's all embarrassingly bad by his own admission. I actually just, in my research to do this last night, I was just researching some random shit. And there's a whole thing where Kiss was doing like some club shows for Revenge, and Headbangers Ball was there. So like by his own admission, he was like, yeah, he had his head in his ass for like the past 5 years. And that
He
was
still
like,
has his head in his ass.
yeah, but musically. So with that being said, I did have to mention at least one song. So I boiled his entire 80s outtake into one song, and that is the shit heap that we like to call Secretly Cruel from Asylum. What a dog shit song this is. I mean, look, Asylum is kind of like a nothing album to begin with. To me,
I
it's
like
just
Asylum.
well, to me, it's just always kind of been there. There were some really special things about it, like Bruce Kulick's, like it's like his first real album with the band. And he really plays well. Eric Carr really brings out the double bass a lot on this album. There are some really strong staples, like Paul's songs are kind of good on this. He's got some really good songs on here. Who Wants to Be Lonely is really good. Tears Are Falling is really good. But Gene's output on this album is dog shit across the board. But Secretly Cruel is incredibly dog. It's like runny dog shit. It's really bad.
Ew.
It's really bad. So I just had to put it all together, his whole 80s output, into one shit song. So that's what it was.
All right. What's your number 11, Al?
Well, we're gonna go to the reunion album, Psycho Circus, and You Want Is the Best.
Oh, you dick. Oh my God. You stole one of mine.
I can't stand that song, dude. To actually write a song fucking after your intro to every like show.
And not just that, but have it be shit. Like that better be the best fucking that better be the best fucking song you've ever written ever. If you've put out a song, that's been your calling card for 40 fucking years, and that's the dreck you shit out. Oh my God.
You
I
wanted
like
the
that
best
song.
All out.
I
Good
like
job,
it.
man.
You got it.
I like
Yeah,
that
you
one.
got it.
That song
I-
sucks.
I
Don't
like
give me
that
glasses. Don't.
I can't.
Yeah. Pete
Hey,
testify. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Gene.
Ace's solos rules on it though. Ace
Oh, I
plays
mean-
on that one.
I mean, fucking 30
Yeah,
seconds
well,
of solo is not really
Yeah.
I like
It's a
that
redeem-
song.
Oh, you,
I'm,
Charles,
I'm
Charles,
deranged.
you don't like
I'm
you
deranged.
don't like good music sometimes. I'm joking. I don't like
Once
it.
in a while. Once in a while.
So Al,
All right, what-
that was my
you
number.
want-
That was my last song on my list, dude.
Yeah.
That was my number one,
go ahead.
like with a bullet.
well, you bring it up later. That's what
I
happens.
already said my reasons. So now I'm gonna have to think of another one.
Well, Al, anything else on that?
Nah, it sucks, dude. Go
It
ahead.
does. Big time.
Nah, it sucks, dude. That's it.
All right, then I get
Done.
I get to my number 10 off like I like this album, but I fucking hate this song. I hate the fucking cover. And Then She Kissed Me. This fucking
I think
Fucking
it
love that
rules,
song.
man. That's
Love
great,
it.
dude.
fucking horrible, man.
Of course.
I can take a
Walked
bigger
up to
shit
me,
than that
she
song.
asked me if I wanted to dance.
You would
Dude. This is like fucking Twisted Sister doing Leader of the Pack. It don't work, man.
Well, that sucked. That
it
didn't work for
don't
them.
work.
I love
I
that
mean, Kiss
cover.
just continuing their history of covers
History of covers.
I hate
They're
that
on every
fucking
album.
song.
On almost every album, there's a fucking cover. I mean, for
Yeah,
in the early days.
That cover rules.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't mind
God.
that one so much. I mean, it's kind of an outlier on that album. It sucks that that's the last song. I think maybe I agree with that. It's placement, but I don't know. It's all right.
It's well
All right.
sung.
And it's a good solo on there too.
Yeah.
He does a good job on that.
Enjoy, people. But Jerry, what's your number 9?
We're on
Number
10.
9.
Oh, we're on 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
None.
10.
You can't
God.
you don't know, you don't have good taste in music and you can't count. Damn.
I could count.
I could sum this piece of shit song up in just how it starts out. I got a body built for speed and an appetite for passion. That fucking song sucks, dude.
You don't
just want to.
You don't want to pho? You don't want to pho?
The most disappointing Kiss album ever, which everybody loves for some reason. I mean, it's got some
awesome.
good tunes on it.
And
I
you
mean,
picked that
compared-
song off there. There's a worse song out
I
there.
guess people loved it so much because they had Crazy Nights and Hot in the Shade, and they finally got, oh, they're heavy now and dark. But holy shit, that song sucks, dude. It's one of the worst Paul songs ever. I've always hated it. When the first day I heard it, I never liked it.
That was kind of a surprise hit for them. I mean, if it wasn't for that song, honestly, the reunion would have never have happened. The Kiss Unplugged would have never have happened.
I'm sorry, but I just want to forget that fucking piece of shit. It sucks, dude. Anyway, that's my number 10.
What's your number 10, Charles?
This one will be a little controversial because I love the music on the song, to be honest with you. But what be this and what be that? And why do you want to talk about that?
Oh, I fucking love that song.
I am
Damn.
cool. I am the
I am
breeze.
the breeze.
I fucking hate that rap and shit that Paul did on All Hell's Breaking Loose. It totally ruined the song.
I love that song.
But the music's cool on it. I will like the chorus is fine. But I really hate that.
Yeah.
What be
The
this and
video-
what be that shit.
The
video
video
is
Vinnie
lame.
Vincent beating somebody
Terrible.
up. Yeah, right. That's gonna happen.
Yeah,
The video is terrible.
The video of you mean the Motley Crue ripoff video that they did? All right,
Yeah.
good job.
Vinnie
Yeah.
Vincent trying to punch somebody out. Yeah, right.
There's another weak link in the band, by the way. Another guy who just like wanted to shoot himself in the fucking head. Wrote 2 great albums and then couldn't get Vinnie Vincent. Such a disappointment.
He's still a disappointment.
He
So
knocks
that was
no
your-
shit.
that
He
was
looks like
your-
an old woman now. It's great.
So that was your
But
10, Charles? Or you
Well,
got more?
yeah, because a lot of people, it's off Lick It Up, and then I hear more criticism on the title track, but I don't have a problem with the title track.
Neither do I.
Great
To
album.
me,
You're
it's
right. I
The
love
album's
Look It Up.
perfect.
that
it's a
album
perfect album.
rules. Yeah,
It's a
Yeah,
perfect
it's a great
album.
album.
It's a
That was
perfect
their
album.
last great album, I think.
Last
Honestly.
great album. Yes.
I
So
tend
that's
to
it.
disagree. I tend to disagree because I love Revenge and Carnival of Souls, but
Ooh, Revenge is the most overrated Kiss
Fucking
album
love-
in the canon.
Absolutely.
no
Well,
Destroyer.
I can't wait to
Destroyer
review
is
that
the most
album.
overrated, but
But I'll get Jeff Beers on that one. Chris, what's your number 10?
oh my god, there was this little ditty, this little period of time where Paul was holding on for dear life and trying to figure out how to keep this band going. So they decided to put out a little greatest hits album called Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. And there's a song on there called "You Make Me Rock Hard," and it makes me
Baby all night.
it makes
Blows
me
like a glove and it fits just right.
it makes me flaccid as shit. It's a fucking horrendous song. The video is terrible. The song is so bad. So bad. Like it's just this is like an embarrassing moment. Like I remember being a Kiss fan when this came out, and it was bad enough. Like my very first concert ever was the Hot in the Shade tour. And I
Great
remember
tour.
but I remember like being like, oh, I hope they don't play like any of that shit because it's so bad. Like it was just so fucking bad. Like anyway, that's my number 10. You make me not rock at all. Like it's a bad song.
Thank God they didn't do any of those live. At least when I saw them.
Yeah.
They did forever.
We got a review on a couple of those songs coming up on Friday on the Freeform Rock podcast. Crazy
I'm
Nights.
sorry you
Episodes
put
2.
yourself through that.
Well,
Oh, it was fun.
it was fun. But what's your number 10, Al?
Well, let's go to the Hot Machine album.
Let's go there.
Let's
And,
please.
and let's throw a dart. Because I'm going to throw a dart right now. Here, look. See this dart right here? Look. Watch. It hit Prisoner of Love. Hey, how about that?
Ooh, yeah.
Enough said. I got nothing to say.
That's a
fucking
Gene
blows.
classic. That's a Gene classic.
Oh, dude, come on, man. Gene's turds are like get worse as the album goes on.
Yeah, it does.
Dude,
But there are
literally-
he does have a really great fucking song on that album. That's Boomerang. I love that song.
Oh, that song blows, dude. Betrayed is the betrayed.
Come on,
Betrayed. Betrayed is the song on there. Betrayed, man.
No,
They should have.
fucking
They should have
Boomerang,
played
dude.
Betrayed live, dude. Do you know? Listen, all you Kiss fans in here, do you know? Since we're railing on Gene and he's just taking it raw dog right now. Since we're railing on Gene, do you know that throughout the course of the 90s, they did not play any of his songs from the end of Lick It Up through Revenge, except for No, No, No live. They didn't play any of that shit. None of it. None. Not one single thing. What does it say to you as a musician when they're like, hey, you get half the songs per album, but we ain't going to play any of that shit because that's all dreck. All of it is shit.
Gene didn't give a shit. Yeah, he's more
course he
interested in Hollywood and fucking shit like that. than he
Hey,
was
Runaway
with this.
Rules, man.
Yeah, his movies were actually pretty good. I'll give
I
him
love
that
that.
much.
Dude.
but-
Dude.
Yeah. But
I mean, I actually did a bit on one of my videos where where he says Ramsey 157 times in that movie. Hey, Ramsey. What
But
are you
yeah,
doing,
Boomerang-
Ramsey? Give me
Boomerang
my
rules.
girl, Ramsey.
Boomerang Rules off that album, by the way. Not in the shade.
all right.
Uh,
So we get to my number. You done? Are you
Us Kiss fans beg to differ.
anything more to say, Al? On
There's
your
really
number 10?
nothing more to say. So go ahead.
All right, then I get to my number 9 from the debut album Kiss.
How are
number,
you on 9?
Number
You're on
10, dude. Do you
number
have a
10?
hard
I
on for
already
9?
said then she kissed
Number
me.
9.
I
Everybody
start
else, you said
first, and you
10.
guys go after me. You guys are all on your number 9
You
now.
started with Jerry, dude.
You started
Oh,
with
I
Jerry.
fucked up
He
then.
he did the
Yes,
song
you
from the
fucked
I
up.
already
soundtrack.
said then she kissed me. So what's your number 9?
What
Jerry?
was your 11, Mark? You didn't
My
say what
11
your
was-
11 was.
I said 11 every time I look at you from Revenge.
You
I?
didn't say that.
You
No.
didn't say that.
Oh,
And that's a
my
great
God.
song.
No.
So I'm glad I didn't hear that in the first place.
Ooh,
Well,
it
that was
ain't
my
no
number
great
11.
You
song.
said
That
then she
sucks.
kissed me. You said then she kissed me was number 11.
Okay, that's number 10.
Okay.
Well, now it's your number 11.
That's my number 10. So now we're on number 9, Jerry.
I'm gonna go with a solo album, one of Peter Chris's solo album, man. You Matter to Me. Holy
Ooh,
shit,
that's
what a
right.
fuck,
That's right.
what a dated song that is. It's got that annoying fucking disco keyboard synthesizer through it.
Yeah.
Dude, all respect to Peter on that one, man. Like that album actually aged kind of well. It's
I
kind of
agree.
it's kind of better now than it was. And that's one of the songs I actually still kind of enjoyed it to this
Oh,
day.
dude, it fucking just gives me the shits, dude.
But it is the
horrible
worst Kiss
song.
album as a whole,
But
except for that
dribbling-
shit.
every time I look at you, it's a horrible ballad. You like that, so I don't
But,
know what's up with you. But
Greatest voice in Kiss, and there's some great. Who Will Stop the Rain? I think that's the name of that song. What is it called? Off that album, I can't remember right now. Great fucking tune off that Peter Criss solo. Probably the best song off all the solo albums. Well, except for Ace, of course.
What? Get the fuck
But,
out of here.
But
I won't even listen to that for under principle.
But,
No way.
no, I mean, just a fucking dated song. No fucking emotion behind it. Just shit. Anyway, that's my number 10.
so what's your number 10?
9.
We're on 9.
Well, he said 10. He just messed me
Are
up.
you
doing the fuck
hosting
with
this
you.
show? What the fuck is going on here?
Okay,
Damn.
okay. No, he said that was his number 10.
It's a
So-
slobber knocker again.
Don't fuck with me, Jerry. You're number 9, Charles. I had number 9.
My number 9. I said I only picked one off each an album. I lied. You can't do that with Hot in the Shade. My number 9. I should put it higher, but it kind of goes like this. Lame, lame,
I
lame.
fucking love
Do,
Hide Your Heart. I love that fucking song.
That's an Ace
Tito
song,
was
man.
king of the streets.
Ace wrote that
the
song.
I love
The
that
o-
song.
the ode to Tito.
Hide
The
Your
ode
Heart
to Tito.
rules. Hide Your Heart rules.
I don't know that Ace wrote that. I think
No, that was
He
written by
wrote-
somebody.
He
That's a
wrote the
cover
main.
song.
He wrote the main riff, and it's been highly disputed. Uh,
Oh.
Paul definitely
that-
took credit for it, but Ace wrote
This
the
is Desmond
fucking.
Child.
No, I thought there
Desmond
was
Child
another
had
band
something to do with it.
that completely wrote that song. not
No,
even
it's
associated.
credited to
Tyler.
Stanley.
Yeah.
It's credited to Paul Stanley and Desmond Child, but fucking
Yeah.
Okay.
Ace wrote the
okay.
wrote the main riff.
It's a Bon Jovi ripoff, man. But this time it's about Tito and little Johnny.
And Rosa.
I don't want to hear Kiss telling social commentary stories, man. Just do the suck me, fuck me songs. That's all I want to hear. That's what you rule at. That's what I want. That song is terrible. It's
It is.
terrible by Bonnie Tyler. It was terrible by Ace Frehley. It's terrible by Pavarotti. Whoever's done it. It sucks. Hide your heart easily.
Yes, you were correct, sir, Chris.
Oh,
It
enjoy
is-
it for you.
It is do.
I like it. I don't fucking care.
It sucks. It's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
whatever.
terrible.
Chris, so what's your number 9?
This is going to be a controversial one. Christine 16,
Ooh.
because let me tell you, musically, fine, but there's a lyric in there, and it goes a little something like this: "She's been around, but she's young and
It's young
clean."
and clean.
Okay, so listen, even forget about now and how fucking gross it is hearing that come out of a 70-year-old's mouth. That's grotesque. In his 60s, his 50s, his 40s, his 30s, still gross. But when they wrote this song, they were still in their like mid 20s. Okay. We're talking about statutory rape here, folks. And I understand it was the swinging 70s and the whole that shit. It's still gross. It's a fucking gross song. I'm embarrassed that I let that shit go in my ears for a long ass time. It was about 10 years ago that I was like, yeah, I can't listen to this anymore without like just be. I have teenage daughters now. It's fucking gross.
Exactly.
Christine 16 is grotesque, period.
And they've recently done that song in their set list.
I
at
know
least
it's
in the last
fucking
10
gross.
years, yeah.
It's fucking gross.
Goes to show you
that Winger 17. I can't. Yeah, I agree. I can't listen to this songs anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I can listen to that song because it's the closest thing to prog you're ever gonna get from the fucking hair metal. But
Hey,
that's a different story.
Foreigner had a great song called "She's 17." Great. 17.
Good for them.
Foreigner are pedophiles too. What can I say?
Oh god, Head Game's great album. All rock stars are pedophiles. It's
Chuck-
fucking
All right,
sucks.
where are we at here?
Have you heard
All
about
right.
the Steven Tyler shit? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's horrible, man.
Chuck Berry started that
Yeah,
He
back
sure
in the
did.
50s.
He
Mary
sure did.
so
He
did
married-
Elvis.
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
So
Dude,
Al,
like,
what's your
I-
number 9?
Well, before I get to my number 9, like I always say, dude, they definitely turned the cheek, man. Fucking in the 70s, bro. Because if you're gonna fucking slap, if you're gonna throw like these rock stars behind bars, 80% of them would be behind bars.
Exactly. Yep.
It's just that it's unprovable. I understand that, man, and like that's why I'm just not listening to that song. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just decided to toss that song out of my ears forever.
I've
and I
got
can
to
deal with it.
have you. I've
Yeah.
got to have.
I can just
Ugh.
deal without that. You know, the other ones that make vague, vague innuendo towards young women in general. I mean, look, when I first got divorced, I dated a woman 10 years younger than me. So I understand how that goes, but she was completely legal at 25 years old. So, I mean, that's that. If I was going for 18-year-olds or 17 or 16-year-olds, I would expect someone to kick my ass. So there you go.
All right,
All
Al.
right.
So that was your number 9. What's your number 9?
That
No,
was my number
I-
9.
What's your
Okay,
number
so-
9, Al?
So speaking of no, I say no to the song no.
That's a good one. That's
I
the
think
only
the
one
only
off that
reason-
album.
I actually like the beginning of solo by Brusso and when him and Eric kick in, but then when the song actually kicks in, yeah, it's a turd. So and the fact that Chris Jericho fucking covered it,
That's fucking amazing. I love it.
just proves the point.
Well, and that's the only reason they played that song. That's the only song they played live, and the only reason was because Bruce fucking shreds on it. That's the only reason.
Yeah, it was kind
What
of
did
like
they do? What did they do? No live. I saw the Crazy Nights tour. They didn't do
Crazy
that.
Nights.
It was
tour.
the Crazy Nights tour.
They didn't.
It was
When I saw them, they didn't.
I'm
do
not
that.
talking
It was
about Crazy
kinda-
Nights.
It was kind of their answer. It was kind of their answer to like Hot for Teacher. They were going for that Hot for Teacher vibe.
Yeah, no, they
Failed
definitely played.
miserably.
And yeah, no. I say no.
Alright.
Please make it end.
Well, then I don't understand what this shit is on their debut album, Kissing Time.
I love it.
Kissing Time is fucking fun as shit.
Love it.
By the way, I just want to step back for 1 second and then you can expand on that. Jerry, so in the North American set, I just looked it up. So in the North American set list, they did not play No, but they did well, they did in 1987, but in the 1988 North American run, which is probably what you saw, they didn't play it. They took it out. So
Yeah, they did Reason to Live, Crazy Nights, and fucking Bang Bang You, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
when I
wait.
saw them.
That song might come up later.
We got the episode coming out tomorrow.
Nugent opened up for them and stole the show, man.
Okay,
Ted
so-
was on fire that night.
So sorry, I didn't mean to take away from Mark. Mark, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I get no
Kissing
respect.
Time.
I get no respect. It's cool.
Yeah, nobody likes you. It's fine.
Yeah, nobody likes me.
It's cool.
Frick. Yeah,
Why do you not like Kissing Time?
because it's boring. It's
Now,
doesn't
Mark,
fit the album,
Mark,
man.
if they would have kept Acrobat, which was actually the original song of
I don't
Kissing
even know what
Time,
that is.
fucking Acrobat. There's only
No,
one video of it.
Acrobat. Acrobat is love theme from Kiss. Come on, Jerry.
Yes, get it together, man.
No,
Seriously.
Come on.
Oh, fuck, it is. God damn it, I'm drunk.
Yes. Come on.
Fuck, thank you, Charles. God damn
You're
it.
welcome.
And
That's
also,
that's my
and also,
usual, that's my
Kissing
daily
Time-
fuck up, everybody. Thank you.
Kissing Time is also a cover. So there you go.
Take the goddamn Kiss hat off right now, please.
It's a cover song, guys. Kissing
I'm
Time.
gonna make it done. I'm gonna make
Kissing-
it done.
Kissing
You
Time,
know?
which kissed off
I'll sit-
off
I'll
the
sit in
the
corner.
tradition.
I'll be in timeout until my turn.
Fake
Well,
fan.
well, Jerry,
Fake fan.
So it's my I did Kissing Time. Jerry, you're number
Oh, I'm
freaking
out of
eight.
timeout. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Jerry, you're
number-
number 8.
My number 8 is shit. Fucking Gene Simmons talking about fucking money off Hot in the Shade, Cadillac Dream.
Oh, I like this
What a-
song.
What a shit.
What
I
a
want
fucking what a
money,
pile
money,
of fucking
money,
shit that is.
money.
That's what we call
Terrible.
a two flusher, you know, when the shit's so big
Yeah.
you gotta flush it twice.
Yeah. When Gene
Terrible
start,
song.
so yeah, give me another song where Gene talks about money constantly. Like, that's what I fucking need. The
But
guy
that
who
one is
tra-
like
the guy whose trademark is a money bag, he can go fuck himself.
what
Like I said,
pretentious
don't
bullshit.
start
Dude.
at that album.
I
Don't
remember hearing that for the first time. I have not listened to that song in like 20
Mark
years.
likes it.
It sucked. It's fucking terrible, dude.
God, hits misses so fucking much. It's incredible.
Yeah, but anyway, that's my what is that, number 8 or 9?
Number
I don't know
8.
what the fuck we're at. I'm
Eight.
fucking drunk.
What's your number 8?
That was
Charles.
your number 8.
Fucking drunk is drunk. So go ahead.
I'm fucking toasted, dude.
Hi,
Sorry,
fucking
guys.
drunk. How you doing, fucking drunk? Charles.
And Acrobat ruled, by the way.
It does, but it does. Back to Hot in the Shade again.
So wait, let me get this straight. There's 15 tracks on this album, and they're all gonna be on this list.
But but everybody wants to dog on Gene, but I'm all about that Paul dogging because he came up with some real shitty numbers, and this was a
Charles,
horrible
hold
one.
up. Let me throw the dart for you. Are you ready? Go ahead.
Yeah. A little song called Silver Spoon.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
Oh my lord, that song sucks.
That may
man.
show up later.
Yeah, that may
That-
show up later.
That's a bad
That
one.
cheesy female backup singing going on.
Was it
Oh,
born with the
man.
silver spoon? Whoa,
It's-
whoa.
Dude, I can't
so
even sing
bad.
it. That sucks for you.
That song
bad
made one of
song.
the greatest.
If
hits
you know
out.
the lyrics of a bad
Right.
song, I feel so sorry for you, man.
I
It's
know
like-
all these songs. I
it's
know
mo-
all these
it's
songs.
me hearing I Ace of Base. I saw the sign or fucking Fernanda
Ace of
by
Base.
Alba. You know, it's like torture or fucking Backstreet Boys. It's
Dude, fuck you and your ABBA hate. By the
Step
way.
off,
Fuck you.
ABBA. What the fuck is wrong with you? Christ. Oh my
like,
god.
speaking of tapes, when they play, they use tapes. So that was your number 8, Charles.
Silver
Spoon?
Spoon, yeah.
With a
What's your
bullet.
number 8, Christopher?
My only pick from the Psycho Circus album, even though there's a few songs I could pick for sure, is the I don't know. I don't want to make fun of a man who eventually got cancer, but he sounded like he was dying when Peter Chris sang "I Finally Found My Way." I don't know where he was going, and I don't know where he found his way to, but it was not to a good song because this is horse shit. This is a
Written by Paul
terrible,
Stanley.
terrible.
by
There's
tune.
a
Paul
worse
Stanley.
song on there because I was going between that one and the one I picked off that album.
Well, finally found my way can find its way out of my ear holes forever. Okay, so it's awful, just completely awful, full dreck.
Al, what's your number 8?
I'm gonna talk like I talk, walk like I walk.
Oh, I
my
love that
way.
song. I fucking love that song, dude. You know
Yeah.
what my thing with the Paul song, on Crazy Nights is that his performance on that album is so fucking good though. From a vocal standpoint, it's insane.
Oh, his
Like that-
vocals are incredible,
Yeah,
dude.
that's like peak
You
Paul
know?
Stanley.
Peak, yeah,
Peak
Yeah,
Paul
peak Paul-
Stanley.
absolute peak.
Vocal wise, yes, but songwriting wise is fucking rock bottom.
Fucking Ron Nevison.
But yeah, that My Way from that third of the Crazy Nights album. Yeah, I mean I could throw a dart at that album as well. You know. I mean, Crazy Nights and Hot in the Shade could have been a double album turd. You know.
I don't know, like, I mean, you know, if we're gonna talk positive about certain things, like "I'll Fight Hell to Hold You" might be one of the best Paul Stanley performances. That's a fucking, that's a banger. That's a banger of a song.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
I can't say. I can't say.
Yeah, we have a review tomorrow coming up, so you'll probably get a spoiler on one of my songs, but I won't get into detail on it. So,
But if I'm gonna pick,
Crazy Nights is coming out tomorrow.
but if I'm gonna pick a My Way song, Frank Sinatra is the best, man.
Ah, there you go.
I mean, yeah. Even though I like My Way from Kiss, I have to say Sinatra.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All
That's
right,
my number
8.
So go ahead.
So I get to Psycho Circus. I think this is, what the fuck are they trying to do? Have an anthem and a kumbaya? The fuck is We Are One?
Hey,
That has to be one of the
That's
worst.
an okay song. It's okay.
So, fuck, it's like
It's not the worst, but it's not
Yeah.
the best.
I don't hate
I
that.
can't say the word that other podcasts could say, but it sucks. It just sucks,
Yeah, no,
man.
it's a mid song, but you know,
Dude, it
I-
sucks.
no, it don't.
It's like kumbaya. Let's join over a campfire and praise us, Kiss, your guardians. I don't know. What the fuck is that shit? We are one. You ain't one with my dollar. Fuck that shit.
You bought it.
I didn't buy it.
Oh,
I
you
pirated.
sure?
Pirate.
Oh well, they'll be coming after you now. Gene
Nah, I
watches
didn't-
and
no,
stuff.
Somebody-
that album was like buying a
No,
porno.
somebody let me
Expected
borrow
to
their
see, like-
CD and I put it in my computer. So
It's
you're
like
allowed
buying
to do
a
that.
porno. It's like buying a porno thinking you can see some great fucking good action, and then it's like Cinemax sex. You know,
So
It's
you
terrible.
like we
No,
you like
it's
We
it's
Are
all
One,
over the
Jerry?
it's all over the clothes, like, you know, just grinding.
so
you-
disappointed. That album could have been so much fucking more. Dude.
Did you
It
like
could've
We
been.
Are One, Jerry?
No,
Thank
I
you.
don't like anything off that album. Really, to be honest with you. I even don't like Into the Void, which is Ace, and I love Ace.
Into the Void is a great song.
I like that one.
Dreamin'
Love
is a
it.
fucking banger of a song. Love that
Nah, it's an 18 ripoff.
song. Within is a great song. That's a good Gene
Eh.
song.
Love Within. I like Within a lot.
Journey
That
of a
sounds like-
Thousand Years.
You see,
Oh, Jesus.
Within sounds like it could have.
You don't like Journey of a Thousand Years?
I don't like
Jerry?
that album.
What, Al?
That album pisses me off.
Within sounds like it could have sat right on
It was Carnival of Souls.
Souls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carnival of Souls, just like Dreamin'. Dreamin's the same way. Dreamin' sounds like
no, Jerry buys
Oh,
Oh, my
everything.
bad. I think that's Psycho. I'm fucking drunk, dude. So fuck you.
Yeah, we know. We know you're
Fuck
fucking
me.
drunk.
I mean, fuck me. I mean,
No, I ain't
but-
fucking anybody.
that's a
But,
But
Yeah,
Psycho
vinyl,
Circus is the most disappointing album in existence, man. It really
So
is.
what's your number 7, Jerry?
What band are we talking about? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. You guys are saying a lot of
I-
good shit about him.
I agree with Chris.
Van Hagar.
I
Like
agree with
that.
Chris on this one. I finally found my way.
damn.
Fucking
Jesus.
terrible shit. I mean, as I said before, that album should have been much more than it was. As a Kiss fan, man, it was like boing, and then when hearing it, it was just so bad. I mean,
I loved it when it came out, but
it just wasn't a Kiss album, man.
well. It didn't age well with me.
No, and just nothing off it.
Exactly.
I'm looking at the fucking track list. There's nothing out here that's appealing to me right now.
I mean,
Really
I can grab a handful of songs from there and be okay with it and rock.
I mean,
out to
raise
it.
your glasses. Terrible.
See, I don't mind that song.
The album is good.
I don't know, but anyway, yeah, this disappointing pile of shit here is my number 8. I agree with Chris on that one.
All right.
That's number
7,
right?
Jerry. You're trying to confuse me again, dude. The fuck? I got in trouble last time.
I don't get really drunk like this.
You said number
much
10,
often.
it was number 9, and I went
It's my
to the
number
wrong
16. It's my number
Yeah.
16.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway, sorry guys, I apologize.
So number 7, Charles.
I got a body built for sin and an appetite for passion. I just wanna throw that motherfucker in the river. Man. I hate that fucking song, dude. Revenge, the only song worth a shit is Unholy, and delete the rest. I can
Heart of
put that
Chrome
one on there.
Heart of Chrome was pretty good.
There's a
Well,
couple
they're with
Boomerang, or Boomerang. What's the one that was on Unplugged about
Domino?
Domino? Domino was great on Unplugged.
I love
thought.
Domino.
I'm not so wild about it on Revenge, but it ain't as shitty as I Just Wanna. And Take It Off is no picnic either.
No,
that almost
it's
made
not.
it.
Now they did have strippers on stage for that, if I remember right.
Yeah,
Better than that, but-
not really hot ones, but yeah, they did. So terrible song. I Just Wanna. That's a
Yeah.
Mark approved song. I guarantee it.
I don't mind that one either. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, people get props once in a while. Chris, what's your number 7?
going back to the Asylum album,
Damn.
a Paul Stanley classic. Not really though. Radar for Love is just
Radar Love.
yeah, it's
good
so
too.
bad. I mean,
I like
it's
that
just
song.
oh, the production is so like I don't know, man. It's so 80s. And you know what's so again, just to expand further on why Asylum disappoints me so much. If you listen to Animalize and how metalish that album is, with Mark St. John's blistering guitars, and this none of this is Bruce Kulick's fault. I don't blame him at all. He actually plays very well on this album. But like the rest of this album is just so like, especially when it kicks off with King of the Mountain, and then the rest of the album just like, I don't know, man, descends into a pop rock like I don't know, sea of bubblegum. What the fuck? I can't. And then by the end of it, you're dealing with a triple shot of what are the 3 last songs? The last 3 songs on this album are Secretly Cruel, Radar for Love, and All Night. That almost made this fucking
Dun,
list.
dun, dun, dun,
Oh
dun,
my
dun,
God.
All Night.
I love
All
that song.
Night's
I love
cool.
Me too. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that song too. Yeah.
Those of you who like that album, you know why you like that song All Night? Because you already heard that song. He plagiarized himself from It's All Right. Okay. So that's what Paul Stanley did. That's why you like that song. There you go. A little lesson for you.
Who Wants to Be Lonely is my favorite on it.
That's a great song. See, I agree with you. That's a great song. Look, if you go down the set list of this,
King of the Mountain too, dude.
Yeah, I
Well, this is
love
what I'm
King of the
saying.
Mountain.
So this is what I'm saying. If you go down the list of this album, King of the Mountains, great song. Anyway, you slice it, an adequate Gene Simmons song. Who Wants to Be Lonely? Great fucking song. Trial by Fire. What the fuck happened here? I'm
I like
Alive.
that song. Love that song. Love Trial.
I'm Alive. I'm Alive.
Trial by
I'm Alive is a
Fire.
blistering Paul Stanley song. Fantastic. Love's a Deadly Weapon. Okay, Bruce Kulick is amazing on that song. If you want to know all about Bruce Kulick and his abilities, Love's a Deadly Weapon. Incredible. Tears Are Falling, an adequate pop rock song.
Oh,
and
I
then
love
it's
that song.
and then it's Secretly Cruel, Radar for Love, and All Night.
I
Jesus
love
Christ, put me out of my misery with this fucking 3-song run at the end of this. Radar for Love is the kickoff of the 3-song run that made that album
Love.
dog shit. There you go.
All right. So you're number 7 now.
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. Oh, wait a second. I meant Nothing Can Keep Me From You.
Oh God.
Total fucking ripoff of I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. Total rewrite. And isn't Diane Warren involved in both of those songs?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I rest my fucking case.
She got lazy. All
Yeah,
right,
it's terrible.
then I get to
Terrible.
my number 7 off the Carnival of Souls album, Childhood's End.
Oh, come
I
on.
like that
Oh,
song.
that fucking
I like
song
it.
sucks.
Nah,
Fucking
I love that
boring.
song, dude.
I love it.
I actually like this song a lot.
Yeah, fuck. I hate it.
I love Gene's bass work on it.
Well, yeah, but the singing's horrible on it.
No, his
Nah,
singing's
Lyrics are
great.
bad.
I
The lyrics are
like that
totally
song,
bad.
man. I like the child's choir on there too, like the children singing on there. I
Oh,
thought it was
that's
cool.
what
Yeah,
I
I
hate.
like it.
I hate that fucking choir. Fuck.
I
Jerry,
love Carnival Souls.
I do
period,
too.
man.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that album, man.
your numbers. Oh, I like the album. I don't like that song, but what's your number 6,
It's
Jerry?
all over Revenge.
Yeah.
My number 6 would be from the Paul Stanley solo album. A really
I know.
shitty ballad.
Yep, I knew it. Yeah.
Hold me.
Baby, won't you touch
Oh my God,
me?
dude.
I've never listened to that album.
You know, his vocals are really good on it, but the song, man, just never
Terrible.
connected with me. I've always hated it. I actually think Paul's, I fight between him and Jeans being the worst, but I think Jeans is the worst. But I just never liked that song. I like Tonight You Belong to Me. That's a great song. But man, he
Ain't
misses
quite
the
right.
mark. Yeah, he misses
quite
the
right.
mark
It's
on
cool.
this one 100%.
What was the
Just a
song?
lame Hold Me, Touch Me, Paul Stanley solo album.
I love that song.
Ooh,
Just a fucking weak ass ballad. I mean, we're going into
I don't
Michael
even know
Bolton
it. What do I
territory.
know?
We're going into Michael Bolton territory now, man, which might come up
Hey.
later too.
I was gonna say, you know what other song Michael Bolton wrote?
Yeah. But anyway, that's my number, whatever it is. It totally fucking sucks ass.
What's your number 6, Charles?
Love's like a muscle and you make me wanna flex, baby.
Let's
Put the X in
I can't
sex.
talk about that song.
Why?
Oh, go ahead.
You know what? Oh, go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, I forgot. I mean, it's so bad, man. That song's bad. So
everybody
you
knows.
make me-
Everybody's gonna listen to that show knows it sucks. Dude. Come on.
yeah,
Except-
except Mark.
Well,
you
hey,
make-
no spoilers.
You make me rock hard. Ain't nothing to sneeze at either. I
Oh my
mean,
god, that
but
song blows.
Chris picked it, so I just flip flopped it. I mean, they're both suck. I had it too, but I mean, Let's Put the X in Sex is horrible. They're like volume 1 and volume 2 of shit
Yeah.
on one album.
You know what? You know what else is even more revealing about that song? If you watch the video, you finally get to see that Paul Stanley really is not a good performer without a guitar. Like he is awkward as fuck. What a bad video. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, granted, I bet that if he did all his dance moves that he does with his guitar without, it would look silly as shit too, but it looks fine with a guitar. This dude has no idea what to do without a guitar. It's fucking bananas. Never seen such
It
a
all
thing.
started. It all started with that picture in the Crazy Nights album where he's revealing his song.
The infamous song photo. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what's your number 6, Chris?
Oh, my number 6, you say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man, this is a good one. We all learned how to count to this song, didn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Bang Bang You can. Yeah. Oh, what a fucking. This was like, this took a song that could have been great because lyrics like. Because musically it's not the worst. Okay, it's a good, it's an okay pop rock song, right? But like, oh my god, like the lyrics are so like it's one thing to write a fuck a girl song, but it's another to be like, let's take the concept of Love Gun, which is like an obvious like, yeah, I'm talking about my dick, to 10 years later, and this is the best you can come up with. I mean, come on, dude. What the
But
fuck,
Charles likes
man?
the fucking songs. So
What?
there you
What?
go.
Say that again.
Charles likes the sucking and fucking songs.
Yeah, but no, but I mean, but
not that.
this is
one, no.
but this is like breaking it down from like with Love Gun, you were doing like high school level innuendo to like, this is for 4th graders. Okay, like this is a 4th grade level innuendo. All right, kids, we're gonna count together, and then we're gonna take my dick. Like, what are we doing? Like, holy shit!
It's hooked by phonics, love.
It's like Big Bird. It's like Big Bird holding his dick, man. Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't
All
work,
right.
man.
All right, Al, get your number 6, man.
Oh, well, listen, it's sung by Peter, but we could put the blame on Paul for this one. But maybe Paul had a reason for slinging a pile of shit at Peter.
Don't say it.
Paul
Don't
said,
say it. Don't
I
say
finally
it.
found my way.
Okay, that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Good.
I was gonna say you're
I
not
thought you
gonna
were
say
talking about
hard luck woman. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, dude, you fucking lost me here.
No, 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 no,
You
no.
know, you
Hard
and I
Luck
were
Woman's
cool
great.
until then.
Hard Luck Woman's great because it's the 70s. We're talking
Yeah,
about
it's a
the
great
80s.
song,
Oh,
though.
Gotcha.
Talking
Fucking
about the
great.
90s here with the pile of shit. I finally found my way.
I agree.
It's been covered.
Sucks.
It's been covered already. But I think Paul's hate for probably Paul hated Peter, so he just says, "Let me give him this fucking feces of a song, and have him sing it, So listen, another reason to fucking hate Psycho Circus.
I agree.
There we go. Finally found my way. Number 6.
So I go to my number 6, and I never heard the Kiss solo albums except for Aces, but I knew if I went to this one first, I'd find like one of the suckiest songs ever because I hate Peter Criss. So his solo album, That Kind of Sugar Papa Likes.
Love that song.
Fucking
Love that fucking
horrible.
song.
Fucking
You don't
it.
like that song just because of the title. Don't fucking lie.
Love it.
I don't like it either.
It's
I love
horrible.
it, dude.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
That's
don't
not
like it.
Kiss. That's
Give me
fucking
that
like
over fucking
James
anything
Brown
off Crazy
funk.
Night.
Okay.
Fuck, dude.
We can't talk about that till tomorrow.
Show's over. Turn off the
Of course,
light.
it's not Kiss. It's Peter Criss. That's the point of the solo albums. I think you missed the point. You weren't doing the reading.
Ah, all right. Well, you get to your number 5, Jerry.
Number 5 is I Got a Man-Sized Predicament. And it's a big one.
Call my dick.
Domino.
Although, if you've seen that porn,
Jesus, man.
if you've
What
seen
a
that leaked
fucking
tape,
what a bunch of shit that
Like
song
you said on my
is.
last song, you're wrong, Jerry. This song rules, man. This
That
I
song
mean, I
song-
like Domino. I like
Oh,
Domino.
come
Me
on, come
too.
on, guys.
You like Papa's.
Yes, I do.
You like
Papa
that
Don't
Papa
Preach.
shit?
Like-
Whatever, dude.
and you like extreme, so shut the fuck up. Anyway,
Yeah, I got taste. Thank you.
nah,
It's
dude,
called
that
great
song is
guitar
just-
work, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking. Oh,
Take your hand away from the screen.
oh.
Spits. I think Spit's worse, but it didn't make my list.
Spit's a
Ah,
great
but
song.
that-
I like
that
Spit.
song, it's just total fucking
The
that's
return of the Paul and
whatever,
Gene
dude.
thing.
If you love it, more power to you. But I think it totally sucks balls, dude.
That
One
video
of the
was
worst
cool as
Keith
fuck.
songs ever, dude. He
I
can't even
know.
drive. He doesn't even drive. And he's in the fucking video driving. Fuck that guy. Fuck him.
I think there's,
Fuck him in that shitty song. Fuck that shitty overrated album.
I think there's much worse songs than Domino, but that's my opinion. So
Oh, come
Yeah, I
on.
don't hate it. I don't
No.
hate it.
So we get to your number 5, Charles.
Ooh, this was a hard one to put down, Mark, but I know you'll, if you've even listened to it, you'll agree. Maybe not everybody else will, but I did have to pick an Elder song,
Ooh.
and it's a song called Odyssey.
I don't hate that song.
It's so
that's
bad.
the blemish on that album.
And yeah, and it's a
No,
cover.
there's
on
a worse song on that album.
It's a cover on a concept album.
It's a cover?
How the hell?
I never
is
knew that was a
this?
cover. Is it really?
How do you put a
Powers.
cover?
Tony
Cover
Powers.
song. Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
never
cover
knew that.
song. Well, how do you put a shitty cover on a concept album? It makes no sense. It doesn't tie into the
Weren't
story
they on
at
a lot
all.
of coke? Well, at least the producer was.
Ezrin,
Bob Ezrin, yeah.
He was on a lot of
Ezrin
coke,
is-
yeah.
Ezrin is the most overrated producer in the history of Kiss.
I agree with you.
Give me Eddie Kramer all day.
Eddie Kramer rules.
Eddie Kramer made nothing but great shit with Kiss, and
Aerosmith.
because I think Destroyer, I love it, but it's my least favorite of the '70s.
I agree. I think the production of that album sucks. I would take all of the songs on the Alive 2 versions over the studio versions any day. Any day.
And Kramer produced it, and I'm just I hate Odyssey. Ooh, I just don't like it. It's the worst song in that album. to me.
I don't dislike it. I mean, I think it's odd. I think it's a very odd song.
I'll sit in the corner again because I love that song.
But I think Paul sings his ass off on it. So I got to give him credit for that. He does a great job singing that shit. So I mean, and it's not just, I don't know, just to be it's not a cover, by the way. Tony Powers just wrote the song for the album.
He did the song too.
No, it was out before. It was a cover.
Yeah, but he was writing songs for the album, so he wrote it. He might have done it at a different time. You sure? Okay.
If you look on YouTube, you'll see a video of that song by him.
All right. So Odyssey was your number 5, Charles?
Yeah.
So then we get to you, Chris. You're number 5.
Just expand on that. I don't hate Odyssey either. I don't. You know,
I like that song. I think it's one of the better songs off the album.
It's the weakest song of the album for me. But
hey, I like the album. Couldn't give me that much, all right?
Ooh.
I mean, I agree with that. It is the weakest song on the album. That I completely.
That album sucks.
Dude, that album.
No, it doesn't.
Does not suck. It really doesn't. You're a Rush fan, dude. I think you need to listen to it again.
Yeah, that's bad prog, man. That's bad prog.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly. It's first off, stop listening to it as if it's prog. That's the first thing. But
well, it's not rock either. It's fucking. You know, I can't say that word.
Oh, the oath ain't rocking at all.
No,
the Oath is fucking banging.
The Oath don't
Light's a
rock
great
at all.
song. Mr. Blackwell's a great dude. That fucking album rules, dude.
Escape from the Island, Dark Light, Escape from the Island.
Great fucking album, dude. And Under the Rose and
The World Without Heroes is best.
What is the 2 songs that go back to back? I fucking forgot. No, Eyes another.
One.
And to me, Eyes another weak song on the album.
Only You was great too. Only You.
Only You. Yeah, those 2 songs are so good, so good.
Coming back to new songs, man. For me,
I don't like Just the Boy too much either, though. Not a fan.
All right. So what's your number 5, Chris?
My number 5 is yet another hit. Just a banger of a tune from that awesome Crazy Nights. And I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna sing it, but the lyrics are the main reason. I mean, the music is Drek too, but the lyrics, the first thing you hear out of Paul Stanley's just wonderful mouth is "Liar, liar, got your pants on fire. I know you want it. You know you want it too. Hey, diddle diddle, when the cat wants to fiddle and I go slit my fucking throat." The song is called "When Your Walls Come Down," and it's fucking awful. It's so bad. Sometimes the lyrics are so beyond the pale that I can't even I can't even deal with the idea that yes, this is Kiss, and I'm literally getting on them for bad lyrics. So it's almost laughable to be to have that level of scrutiny. But sometimes this album is full of them, just full of them. Holy crap. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Here, kitty.
Oh, it's awful. It's fucking awful.
All right. So what's your number 5, Al?
Well, it seems like everybody's been letting Scab Kiss off the hook here. But I'm here to tell you, people, that's about to end.
People!
We're going to the
I'm
Sonic
here to
Boom
tell
album.
you, people.
Well, we're going to the Sonic Boom album and a pile of shit called Danger Us.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I mean, those 2 albums are garbage. Monster and Sonic Boom are both Drek, but
Well, I for one can't let Scab Kiss off the hook. Nobody's mentioned them. And I'm here to tell you, people, that song is fucking feces from top to bottom. Thank you.
Pure fecal matter.
And then
excrement of the highest order.
Then I get to my number 5, which Charles had lower on the list. I put it a lot higher. Silver Spoon from Hot in the Shade. That song is fucking horrible.
Yes, it is.
It's fucking bad.
Dude, if we get to this next turn and nobody has picked the absolute worst Drek fucking song from that album, I'm gonna be shocked.
I think I'm done.
Don't say it. If one of you ruin it right now, I will leave.
No. I'm saying
it's coming up, dude. It's coming up. Sorry.
I said at the beginning of the show, top 3 songs are probably going to be pretty similar.
Okay, don't say it. Don't say it.
All right.
Nothing, dude.
Jerry, what's your 4?
God, Chris, you're gonna kill me because I know what you're talking about. This is
Motherfucker, don't even do
if
it.
you want to know what I'm thinking about, do I make you want to scream and shout?
That
Read my
low on
body.
your list?
Oh my God, you cock
That's
cock
4
guzzling
for you?
whore, you.
Man, I want to hear this top 3 then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
So
like
good.
I like
Fucking-
Read My Body, man. That's a good song.
Well, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Get the
nine-arm-
fuck
it's a-
out of here.
It's a
Nobody
9-arm
like-
leopard ripoff.
Paul Stanley doesn't even like that. Nobody likes that
I
song.
like
no
it.
one.
I think it's cool.
No, you don't.
I think it's
Stop
I think
lying.
it's rad, man.
No, he does. You don't watch the
The
show,
3 and
obviously.
my 3 and 4 were kind of like, a back.
I
and
can't
forth,
believe
but-
it's that low, actually.
Well, I didn't
Well,
put
there,
I
got
didn't
some
put
pretty
mine in
bad
order.
ones, but
Pretty bad
9-arm
ones.
Def Leppard. 9-arm Def Leppard Mark like, so that's why
yes,
you like.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's his favorite.
I
I'm
like
sorry.
harmony. Sorry, they have a lot of
I'm
great
sorry,
harmony.
He
Mark.
says-
I love you, man.
He
but,
says
I
Rush,
got
but he
Are the
really means
letters
sidearm.
big enough? Read
my
my
God.
body. I mean,
Again, remedial dick talk. I mean, come on.
it's just they should have put the S in front of the initials of this album and called it shit. But what can you do, man? This song is just absolute garbage. What else more can I say?
Why did you buy the album?
Because I'm a collector.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Because
Completed.
let me
I do like
reference.
Rise to It. I like
Well,
Rise to It. I like
let-
Little Caesar. I like Boomerang off that album. So there are some songs I like from it. So.
Let me reference Charles' original Kiss MVP as to why he bought the album. Do you remember what Charles' Kiss MVP was?
The people that buy all their shit.
Exactly. That's why he bought the album.
Guilty.
I've never bought that album, so I do have Crazy Nights though on CD. But Charles,
Yikes.
what's your number 4?
I got mine on Columbia House, not the shade. We've all pretty much touched on it, I think. It's that horrible Diane Warren, Nothing Can Keep Me From You, from that Detroit Rock City soundtrack, man. It's so bad. Paul sings it shitty. It's just terrible. And I thought at that point Kiss had given up following the trends, but obviously not. And they just went back to their old ways and tried to get that Armageddon money. Didn't work out. Did not work out. So horrible song. Terrible.
So what's your number 4, Chris?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Are we down to
4.
3?
No, we're on 4.
No, we're on 4.
On
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. Why do you guys?
Oh, I need to pick a different. I'm going to skip my 4 because it was already taken, but I'm going to pick another one.
See, you guys could do that. I can't change.
The
I don't
only
know
Paul
what to go
Stan, the only Paul Stanley song I dislike from Animalize, because I think all of his songs are fucking bangers on that album. But Get All You Can Take, just
Oh yeah, it's bad.
it's such an outlier on that album. If you listen to every other song he sings, Heaven's on Fire is your classic fucking like Kiss like anthem type song. Under the Gun and I've Had Enough, Into the Fire are all-time great Kiss songs. I don't give a shit. Thrills in the Night is also an
Ugh.
all-time great Kiss song. But Get All You Can Take is like this weird, like Read My Body type song. That's kind of what it is. It's like, it's just, I don't know, except it's got better lyrics, but it's still not it just misses. It completely misses. It doesn't fit on that album at all. It's just not good. It's just not a good song.
All right. So what's your number 4, Al?
My number 4. Parentheses, You Make Me, parentheses, rock hard.
Yuck.
Looks like a glove and a fist. Just
Listen, man, Paul prancing around the video with his white pants on, and is that the one where he's swinging on
Yes,
the swing?
Yeah.
yes. The video was so fucking bad. Oh, the videos for
my
both
God.
those songs are awful.
Yeah, Paul, put a fucking guitar on. It's fucking God, Richard Simmons, bro. What's more fucking masculine than you?
Hey, I like
Anyway.
Richard Simmons. He's a cool dude, man. He helped a lot of people.
I figured you would, Mark. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't work out to his workouts, but I thought he was a cool guy, personally.
Nah, man, it's all good, bro. Richard Simmons, man.
Richard
But,
Simmons.
Charles.
That's not
Mark was wearing the ankle warmers and all
Mark's
that.
a
That'd be
Mark's a
because
big-
that
that's
would
a
be
new
because of
one.
Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda's workout videos are fucking
Back
hot.
to the old
That's
ones,
a
so
that's
back
a
to the
new
old
one. Mark's a Richard Simmons fan.
No, I'm
You
not a
know that.
Richard Simmons fan. I said I think he was a cool dude personally. Like he helped a lot of people out for free. That's all.
Deal a meal, man. Fucking deal a meal rules.
First off, he was
Let's
barely a
not-
dude.
let us
Okay,
not-
let's.
Hey, let us not forget the Paul Stanley workout video. In
Oh,
Yes.
Fucking hilarious. I love it. Love it. I love it.
I'm not a
that's one of
Richard
the-
Simmons fan. I respect him. That's about it.
I actually regret missing that part of Rocket Pod. Did you go to that, Charles?
Yes, I did.
I would have loved to
Yeah.
have been there. And I wish I would have went to that one.
The comedy
Yeah, it
one?
was-
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you
No.
should have been there. It was awesome.
No,
The Mooger
the Kiss-
Fruger rules.
No, when they
No, the
played
Kiss
when they
movie.
played, yeah, we played Kiss Exposed, right?
Oh, I didn't care
Yes.
about
It was
Oh, and
awesome.
Did the
I got-
commentary to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so you did your number 4, Al?
That's one of the four, yes. You
Okay,
make me
so-
rock hard.
Then I get to my number 4, which
Well,
everybody's
thank you.
everybody's probably gonna disagree with me, but I fucking hate this song. It's fucking all my heart and soul, but it only made number 4 because there's worse ones than this one. Beth from Destroyer.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Hate
fucking
that
phone,
fucking
dude.
song.
That was
What
my
the
number
Chris-
one.
fuck?
That was my number
Chris,
one.
Chris, remember, if it's good, Mark doesn't like it. Always remember that.
Well, here's the problem with Beth. Let Mark, you say what's the problem with Beth. What's the problem with Beth? You tell me.
It doesn't fit Kiss. It's like totally like a different band. It's like Van Hagar coming into Van Halen. It changes what they sounded
You
like. It
keep
was
poking
different.
that fucking bear, both of you. Jesus Christ, the Van Hagar bear.
No, what I'm saying is what fans say what happened when Sammy came into the band. It changed it. When they did that song, it kind of changed Kiss to look for hits. It's like, come on, they were a band of the people. I don't see why they needed a hit.
That
That's all.
song saved that band, if you know the history.
Yep.
It's
No.
still a horrible song.
No, that's false. That's false.
It's
That's
No,
false?
I agree.
How?
I agree. They did not have
How?
a hit. No, I agree with Charles.
Destroyer was struggling until Beth hit big.
I mean, I don't know if it was struggling, but Rock and Roll All Night from Alive 1 is what saved the band. It saved the band and the label. So
Well, yeah, but they were down again. They were running that Destroyer didn't hit hard. Okay, I agree with you on that part. You're right.
no, that was
But
before.
Destroyer did not take off the way they was hoping. And it was struggling. And then Beth, the
that might be
DJ
true,
flipped
but
Beth over.
I don't think so. I'm not going to try and.
Well, no,
like,
Alive, but no, I agree with you there. I mean, maybe no, I do agree. I'm saying I didn't really I misspoke on that. Not save the band, it saved that album for sure.
right. Sure. Okay. I'll agree.
And the
with that.
momentum,
But there has to be a reason why Destroyer is their weakest album of the 70s.
I'll interject.
Beth.
I'll interject here. After Alive and when they came out with Destroyer, it didn't hit right away. It was kind of a little bit of a
Right.
backlash.
Yes.
But when they released Detroit Rock City as a single, the one DJ flipped it over to the B-side Beth, and then the song became a hit, and it did save that album. The album wasn't doing as well as a follow-up to Alive as they were hoping to, and then it became. Now they regard it as this fucking classic.
It's a soccer
Like,
mom
no.
song now, man. Soccer
No,
moms,
it's
man.
not.
Soccer
It's
moms.
not.
Okay. So
That's
just
soccer moms.
All right.
Come on.
No, it's not. It would be soccer grannies.
so I don't okay, I don't want to be the know-it-all of the group here, but I think I was right here. It said Destroyer sold well upon its release and was certified gold on April 22nd, which is just about a month after it was released. Although exact sales figures are not exactly known, Paul Stanley states that the album initially sold 850,000 copies in the US and peaked at number 11 on the Billboard 200 by May
Well, how much-
15th, which was 2 months later. But then Destroyer quickly fell by August to 192. The first 3 singles, which were Shouted Out Loud, Flaming Youth, and Detroit Rock City, failed to ignite
Please.
sales any further, though Shouted Out Loud did give the band their first #1 record in Canada. It wasn't until Beth came out that it reignited sales and sent it back into the Billboard charts, having a peak at number 7 on the album charts, and Beth being a top 10 single.
Okay,
And won the
so-
People's Choice Award.
Okay. So what did Alive sell when what was the sales figure on Alive?
I'd have to look that up.
Check that real quick.
Give me 1 second. I mean, I think overall, Kiss Alive sold more albums at first. Kiss Alive, I think, was a quadruple.
I'm just saying. I'm not arguing with you.
No.
You know, Destroyer is a big album for them. But initially, all right, if you have a live, let's just say a live, off the top of my head, let's just say it sold 1 million copies, right? When an album goes gold after that, that's considered a disappointment. If you don't sell more than your last album, you're actually considered a disappointment.
Yeah.
Right. So, right. So according to this, commercial success, Alive did peak at number 9 on the Billboard charts, and charted for 110 weeks, by far the longest chart run in the band's history. But I don't think that was initial. I think it eventually got there.
It was a slow build. It was a slow build.
So it's only certified gold.
Okay.
So it was
back
certified
then,
gold.
back then, they didn't have. I don't think they had platinum back then either in the 70s.
No, they
It
did.
was a point in the 70s
I think
that
at
they
some
brought
point,
platinum.
I think at some point it's gone way more than that. I just
Oh yeah,
That the band has to pay for it to get recertified. So Kiss is cheap.
But anyway, I just wanted to clear that up just so anybody who's watching would know the actual thing, and so we all know. So but for the record, Destroyer went double platinum. So
Okay, Jerry.
Oh yeah, it became a big studio album for them. It's become this classic,
because Beth took off.
I mean,
my
eventually, yeah,
opinion.
but the initial sales, it went over gold in the first month, which outsold Alive, basically. So
okay. Well, you can attribute that to Alive being like their breakout hit as well.
Well, because of Rock and Roll All Night.
So people were interested in what the follow-up was going to be.
Sure.
Obviously, all the people that bought Alive ran out and bought Destroyer. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's happened to a lot of bands that way.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, just real quick, as an example, let's say AC/DC's Back in Black is their biggest album, right? That album actually never even hit number 1 on the chart. Their follow-up, for those about the rock, following up the biggest album of their career, hit number 1 on the Billboard charts. Why? Because Back in Black was so fucking popular,
right,
that it piqued everybody's interest one and ran out and bought that album.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. But in the long run, that album never ended up selling half as much as Back in Black. So
no, absolutely.
There's a lot of stories of that, So
Well, look how Van Hagar benefited from David Lee Roth. All their albums went number 1, and they sold less than all the Van Halens.
I was just about to say that as much as I love the Sammy Hagar Van Halen, and 5150 is one of my favorite albums of all time. So is Fair Warning, by the way. So I'm equal with the Van Halen thing. But with that being said, the initial sales and the number 1 slot that 5150 hit was absolutely driven by the war that went on between Dave and Eddie, and what this was going to sound like, and blah, blah, blah. Like, there was no doubt that there was hype surrounding that. So yeah, absolutely. It happens all the fucking time. So
yeah,
without a doubt, we've been
derailed. Beth rules, Mark.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I want to follow up because now I've stricken Beth from my list, but I also want to say the other reason why Beth sucks, especially from Destroyer, is that there's a better version of it that exists.
Don't say the Eric Carr version.
The unplugged version is so much fucking better. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so much better. The unplugged version is so wonderful. Ace's solo is great. I mean, what a fucking good song that is. And it pisses me off that even exists, because it shows me that that's what it could have sounded like instead of the strings and the
well, they did that. Didn't they do that version? And then I have to. Didn't they do an acoustic version in the movie Phantom of the Park? Did they do an acoustic version?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yes.
Yeah, but only for a second, not the whole song.
But that was Dick Wagner's guitar, and they just took the orchestration out.
Yeah, no, it was bullshit. And
he sang it like 40,000 times.
Yeah,
he just kept singing it over and over and over again.
And having to listen to Peter Criss squeal through it after doing a drum solo of all things. That's fucking awful. It's just awful.
Squeal, Peter.
He
Peter
sounded
Chris
like
does not squeal.
okay. You find me one good live recording that wasn't doctored, not a live too, because that shit was doctored. Don't want to talk about it, but it was. But you find me a legitimate live recording of Peter acing that song, and I may jump on your dick, Jerry.
Well,
Ooh.
you know,
Yeah.
with Beth, you might have me, but shit like Nothing to Lose.
No, he killed.
And
I'm not
fucking Black
dude,
Diamond, he nails. You might be
I'm
right
not-
about Beth.
I'm not railing Peter Chris. I'm railing the song. Okay.
I will have to agree with you on that one. Live, it's not that great, but I will agree with you.
All right. Well, let's get to your number 3, Jerry.
I think the reason Read My Body was so high is because I delved into the solo albums, which had a lot of fucking shit.
That's why
Oh,
I stayed
God, this
away
one-
from them.
I got to go with Gene again with fucking Living in Sin.
Oh, I love that song. Oh my god.
Oh my God. Fucking
Holiday.
Cher in it. I mean,
At the Holiday Inn.
Cher's
Oh
in
my
that song,
God.
dude.
dude, fucking is just
Oh,
so
I hate Cher. That's cool.
I was gonna pick the Wish Upon a Star, but that kind of mean a lot to Gene. I understand why you picked that song on his album,
He sings like an angel.
but that song is
A Jiminy
absolute
Cricket
fucking.
motherfucker.
But that song is the absolute fucking worst song off the worst of the 4 solo albums, in my opinion. Just how can you do a solo album and be a bass player and not fucking play bass in it, dude? Same thing with
Because-
Peter. That's the same problem I have with Peter too.
Because he wanted to do something different. That's why they did the solo albums.
Oh, but
I don't think you
it's
understand
so
the point.
fucking out there, dude. Come on, you have to admit that album was out there, dude.
Of
I
course
mean-
it was. It's great. I fucking love Gene's solo.
Now
album.
I do like the version he did of God damn, it sucks being drunk. It's all fucking rock and roll over.
See
See
you in my
you in your
dreams.
dreams.
Yeah, see you in my dreams. I
don't
do
like
like
it.
that version.
Yeah,
a
I
little
like
better.
the rock and roll over one so much better. Ace's
Right, I
solo
like
is
it.
fucking
Rock roll over.
banging.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit better. I mean, it's when Radioactive came out. When you first heard Radioactive, it's like, damn, dude, that demonic fucking music in the
Yeah,
beginning.
love that song.
Kick-ass fucking tune, and the rest of the album is total garbage.
I think it was better live.
But that
I mean,
one
You can see
is
footage of it.
I mean, See You Tonight was great.
Yeah.
Radioactive is great.
Man of a thousand.
Man of a Thousand Faces is a great
no,
song. Yeah,
dude.
it's not a terrible album, man.
No,
I
dude.
mean,
it
it's
is awful, dude.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, bro.
it falls behind Paul and Aces, but it's a decent album. I don't
Burning up
dislike
a
it.
fever.
Burning Up a Fever is
Oh,
good,
come
too.
on, that
awesome.
song sucks, dude.
I love it.
Really?
I love it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
anyway,
Up with fever.
but anyway,
Gene can make those female vocals work nice.
Paul can.
Listen, Gene is a hella underrated singer. Very underrated.
oh, dude, A World Without Heroes, a classic fucking vocal by him.
No, he
One
was
of the
very.
best.
I was actually
But,
reading up. I was reading up on the Odyssey thing. They were gonna have him sing it originally because his voice is higher set in reality. So
But
So,
that
uh,
song,
Jerry,
song-
that was your number 3.
yeah, that song's still a dog
Alright.
shit. Yeah.
All right, man. We get to your number 3, Charles.
I couldn't. A lot of people touched on this. I couldn't take it off my list. Paul Stanley wrote this on purpose because he was jealous of the song that saved Destroyer. By the way, Beth, I finally found my way. It's
you think that was a revenge
horrible.
tale?
Yes, he was jealous, and he wanted to write here. I'll write you something better, Peter. And
I
it was
love this. I
fucking
love this
horrible.
narrative. This is my favorite. I
It
love
was
this.
horrible.
I'm better than Stan Penridge.
No, I think Stan Penridge. I think he passed away by then. I believe.
Yeah.
I think so. I wanted to hear him do a rock song again. Not
Yeah,
this
that would-
this Montavani mock opera, whatever
he
the
sa-
fuck.
He
Paul
sang a little
wrote it.
bit. He sang a little bit in "You Wanted the Best."
Yes, he did, but at least he wasn't off key, and he wanted the best. And he was off key on this song.
Oh, it was so bad.
I agree with everybody that said it sucks because it really does.
Yeah. I put that on there. Sucks.
All right, so we get to your number 3, Chris.
I've heard you all kind of shit on Revenge, which is kind of shocking to me. I got to be honest with you. The only song I don't like on that album is Paralyzed. Again, it's something about the backing vocals and what's really disappointing about that song is you hear that really solid like bass drop at the start of the song, and then what happened? Like, what happens? Like, it just goes nowhere, and it's awful. It's just a bad song on that album, on an otherwise very perfect album, in my opinion. But that song is just bad.
All right, so what's your number 3, Al?
Oh, you better watch out, or he'll shoot you down with his love gun.
Ugh.
I'm gonna bang you.
So bad.
I'll shoot you down with my love gun.
I actually
It's so fucking laughable, dude. It's comedy, man. It's pure comedy gold.
so
That's all it is.
I have a series of videos I did on my YouTube channel, which is Redbeard Videos for the record. And it's a 4-video run of about my feelings on the Kiss albums. And I actually made the comparison that if you were alive in 1977 and you were a huge Kiss fan and you got hit in the fucking head while listening to Love Gun, and then you woke up 10 years later and somebody was playing you the newest Kiss album, which at that time would have been Crazy Nights, and Bang Bang You was on and you heard them reference Love Gun, you would have thought you lost part of your fucking brain. Like, you would have been like, what the fuck happened to me? Or what happened to this band? It awful. It is so bad, Bang Bang You. It is such an embarrassing piece of media. It should be stricken from the record. It's awful.
You know who must hate me right now? You know, doing all these songs from Crazy Nights must be the leader of Three Sides of the Coin, Michael Brainfold. That's like one of his favorite albums.
That's
Well,
insane.
we got some hate. Charles posted something in some site. They fought back on it, didn't they? What site was that, Charles? And
I
they were
don't one of the Kiss.
Yeah, they were just
groups,
like
I don't know.
they were militant, man.
Yeah.
Oh, when the video comes out, I'll be sure to promote the shit out of it.
You know what? I love Kiss, man. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. But there's nothing
Mm.
wrong with
All
discussing
right,
it.
so Bang Bang You's your number 3, Al. My
Yeah.
number 3 is Two Sides of the Coin from Music from the Elder.
Fuck, Kiss. That's not from the Elder.
First off, get your album right. It's
Was
from
it on?
From
Unmasked.
Unmasked.
From
Unmasked.
number one.
Okay, my bad. I put
Yeah,
the
I
wrong-
wasn't the only one that fucked up
No.
tonight. Yeah.
Unmasked. Unmasked. Or
Number
you
one.
fucked up 3 times.
I love Unmasked.
I hate
So do I.
Unmasked.
So do I. Number one, and number one, how the fuck dare you? How fucking dare you pick an Ace song? Ace has.
I didn't
shut-
like anything
no,
by
just-
Ace on that album. Nothing.
Ace has no bad. No. Stop. Ace has no bad songs. He has no bad songs. Ace isn't.
does.
No.
This album is
Shut. You
horrible.
shush your mouth. You shush your mouth. Ace, he's an unfallible god, and no bad will be uttered about him. In his name we pray. Hail Ace Frehley.
Oh god, it sucks. Every song on that album sucks.
You know
So
what
I'm
you
sorry.
suck.
No.
I was so
Yes, he
disappointed.
does.
Charles pointed out the Ace songs, and when I got to them, I knew what they were. And I go, "Oh, but disappointing."
Dude, all of them fucking rule. Even Torpedo
Aw.
Girl, which is like laughably bad lyrically, but that song is fucking amazing.
God, I hate
The
it.
bass line is awesome. on
Oh my
Torpedo
god,
Girl.
Anton Figg's drums on that album are fucking tremendous.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So
His three
good.
songs, his 3 songs off Dynasty were fucking awesome too, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nate,
Off the fucking hook.
They finally let him fucking write, and look what happens. And
Yeah.
by the way, Unmasked is the most unsung, underrated Kiss album there is,
Oh
man.
god,
That
you
is
just
a
made
piece-
you just made a best friend right there, man.
Dude, that is a wonder.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful piece of pop rock history, if there's ever been
yes.
N-
that
now
fucking
you're now
album
you're gonna be
rules.
sent no Gallagher videos. You just set
Dude,
yourself up for that
one.
one.
That fucking album rules, dude. If I could be in Taylor Swift's ear, I want her to cover Tomorrow, because that song would be an instant fucking hit in 2023 if some pop star did it. It's a beautiful, perfect pop rock song.
Dude, she could sing anything and be a fucking hit,
And-
dude. That
and-
girl's on
No, but it
fire.
doesn't matter. Any pop star cover that song now, and it's relevant, even though it's very sophomorish in its lyrical content. But the melody is amazing. The fucking song, that fucking album rules, man.
What-
Nothing wrong.
What makes the world go round?
Oh, fucking great, dude.
Rules.
You're
Easy
all
as
that I
it
want.
seems.
Oh,
Easy as
a
it seems.
Oh, what a fucking great. Even the
Fucking
cover on
Naked-
that album. Even the
Naked
cover on that album.
City,
Is that
though.
you? Is
Yeah.
that you?
When
is
I
a
was
fucking
younger-
banger.
When I was younger, I actually hated that album, but that album really, it went up in stature when I really listen to it, and it's a great. I think it's a great album, man. It is an underrated Kiss album, in my opinion. It's a great power. They had
Naked
the
City
power.
rules, man.
Great
Yeah.
tune.
No, and Al, you know, it's interesting that you bring that up because like I said, I did the videos on my channel. And when I was doing that, I did it during COVID is when I wrote the script for that. And I sat and listened to every single Kiss album from cover to cover, from beginning to end, the whole bit. And when I got to Unmasked, I expected to hate it because I thought it was going to be pure nostalgia. I fell in love with it as a kid. The cover of the album is fucking amazing. Like I was like, oh, I love this as a kid. I'm probably going to hate it now. I have a more sophisticated palette. And then what wound up happening is I love it even more. It's so fucking good. It's so well written. It's such a good, just great pop rock album. I can't say more about it. I can go on and on about Unmasked. I love that album.
Right on.
All right, Jerry, you did your number 2.
Nope.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is, I thought Charles was picking this one earlier off Destroyer. Great Expectations.
Oh, what a great
Love
song.
that song. Love it.
What a disgusting fucking song that is. Even in the fucking the symphony version they did when they brought out a bunch of kids to sing that song.
Good,
Best song on that performance. Best song on the performance.
Dude,
by far.
I like the song. If you watch Pete beating his drums, I never liked that song. Terrible fucking song, dude. Off a fucking great album. The only flaw on that album, in my opinion, and it's a major one.
Didn't you pick Beth?
No, I picked Beth.
No, he loves Beth. Yeah.
I love that.
I hate
That song.
Like, how fucking drunk are you, dude?
No, I did not. I purposely did not pick Crazy Nice or the Smashes, Thrashes, or Hit song just because I knew all you guys would have fun with that. So that's why I picked.
Well, there's a review of it tomorrow.
And that too. I didn't want to spoil anything off that one. But it's pretty obvious what we're going to say about it. But anyway, dog shit, drizzling shits, whatever you want to call it. That song sucks.
All right, man. What's your number 2, Charles?
We're going back to Hot in the Shade.
Okay.
Can't help yourself, can you?
Yeah. And everybody's picked it. Usually and that's why I'm surprised. A lot of people, that's number 1. Read My Body. Number 2 for me.
So bad.
What a putrid excuse of a song. And Mark, you should go in the corner a minute for liking that song, like Jerry does.
No, dude, seriously.
I admit my faults, man. Come on.
I don't have any faults. I like it.
Mark,
and you
listen,
like a knockoff Pour Some Sugar on Me.
I like
it's worse than that, though. It's worse than that. Like, Pour Some Sugar on Me has some merit, at least. That fucking song is just like, it's so bad. It's just like Mark, you're a Rush fan, so I don't know if everybody's gonna get this reference, but you deserve to go listen to Tai Shan for about 7 hours on loop.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
China fucking sings to you, you bitch.
Oh,
That fucking song sucks.
I like me some Wham. I like me some Wham and some George Michael too. I don't give a shit.
There's nothing wrong with Wham, dude. Jitterbug, brother, but that song's way better than fucking Read My
Club
Body.
Tropicana. Club Tropicana.
But that's Wham.
What about Wham rap? Wham, bam, I am a man. That's better than Read My Body.
Read My
Is
Body.
it?
Fucking the worst.
I do like Wham rap,
dude. There are. It's not cowbell. What is it? Is it like maraca shells that they bring?
Yeah, it's like a maraca thing.
What a fucking like. Yeah. What the fuck? How did they take possibly one of the most metal drummers in fucking rock and have him play Read My Body? Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, oh my god!
And not even. They didn't even get him real drums on the last album he ever played on. He played on Remo pads. They didn't even get a drum kit. That's so sad.
Paul Stanley was literally like, he had to be in the Bahamas getting a blowjob while drinking a margarita while he wrote that song. That's the only way. It's the only thing I could come up with. It's the only thing. Like,
I don't see the logic why you wrote that. I mean, there's got to be a reason for it.
Okay, so who's at number 2?
For Mark to like it.
Whatever. You guys distracted me. So Charles, you went on number 2, right?
Yeah.
Chris, you went on your number 2?
No, I'm going deep cut here. Down on your knees from the Killers compilation. There are 4 Paul Stanley songs on that album. It's a compilation that I think came out in Europe first, and then it came out in America, and it was like a contractual obligation type of thing to kind of finish off what was left of the Casablanca polygram fucking portion of the contract before they went full Mercury. And 2 of those songs are fucking horrendous, and one of those 2 songs is Down on Your Knees. And it's just a bad song, and you can tell it was just Paul in a studio, just churning, just churning out shit, because I mean the drums are even programmed, like they're programmed drums. They're fucking awful.
You should never feel
Jerry-
guilty what you
Jerry
like,
loves
Jerry.
it.
Stand
Jerry
up for what
loves
you
it.
like, man.
I'm getting into Mark level now, aren't I? Oh,
no,
shit.
you Jerry, stand up for what you like. There's no need to
I
go
love
in the corner,
Extreme.
man.
I love Extreme.
Extreme's awesome, but Down on Your
Extreme's
Knees
awesome.
sucks. Every Extreme album's a banger. Down on Your
Yes,
Knees
thank you.
blows.
Firehouse, man. Fuck
Firehouse
yeah,
is
dude.
okay. Firehouse has a
Trickster.
handful of good songs.
So Al, what's your
Trickster
number?
sucks.
What's your,
What's
Trickster's
number-
bad.
what's your number 2, Al?
Well, my number 2 people will probably expect this to be my number 1, but turn the page, get to the shit stuff. Read My Body.
It's almost a clean sweep, Mark. You're the only one.
I'm the rebel of the podcast.
The only
You're-
one on the planet to like it. Is
Yes,
Mark
and for
Alden
once being
Taylor.
and for once being the rebel is not cool.
I think Bushy likes it. Bushy's cool.
Of course he does.
They did that song live. You'd be fucking showing them your titties and shit during that song. Worse, you did.
He
Come
would
on.
definitely lift his shirt during that song. Mark
Don't
would
make me do
definitely
it now.
He would definitely
You wanna
have
go
tassels on
blind?
those titties.
So that's your number 2,
Oh,
Al?
There's really nothing more to be said on it.
All right.
I think we've beat that horse to
Dude,
death.
I get to my number 2, which is like one of the worst songs I ever heard in my life. But it
Fortunately.
wasn't my number 1. It was Just a Boy, music from the Elder.
Oh man.
Good tune, dude.
I am just a
I'm not-
boy.
I'm not wild about that song, but
Oh.
I wouldn't put
But
it that
number
high.
one, but number
And I
two,
like
though,
bad music. You guys like that song? Oh
It's a
God!
fucking intro,
Why
man.
don't
You
you
can't even
guys go?
turn.
Why don't you guys go to the corner now?
It's an intro. How do you
It's fucking
bang on an
horrid.
intro, dude?
It's horrible. It goes into horrible songs. So
You're banging on an intro.
Was that the only album you listened to doing this?
And
no,
Paul Stanley does
no.
a
I
solo
listen to
on
all
that
these
song.
songs, man.
Oh, all right.
I only picked 2 from. I only picked 1 from the Elder.
I only picked 7 from the Elder.
I got 2. I picked 2 from Charles's favorite album. But then we get to your number 1, Jerry.
All right, like I said, I purposely, omitted, Crazy Nights and fucking Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits because those would all fucking make it to the top. But this song wouldn't fucking fit in a Karate Kid soundtrack or a fucking any kind of 80s soundtrack because it's terrible. It's off Hot in the Shade. Somebody mentioned it earlier, but Silver Spoon is the obvious worst fucking Kiss song ever.
Me, you, and Charles. We mentioned
That song would not. The Karate Kid refused it. It sucked so bad. Fucking all those 80s or whatever.
Oh,
Just sucked. Dude.
You can't see Ralph Macchio just jamming his tongue down fucking Elizabeth Shue's mouth during Read My Body. He's a creep in both
You're
those
the
first 2
best
movies, by the way.
Around, nothing's ever going to keep.
I'm gonna
you
do a
down.
video soon about how much of a creep Ralph Macchio is during those first
Yes.
2 movies.
Oh,
That song actually fucking made one of their greatest hits album. When I saw that, I'm like, what the
What?
fuck?
Silver
Who
Spoon?
did? No, Silver Spoon. Yeah, they one of them.
What?
One compilation. Yeah, it did. I can't remember which
It
one,
was,
but
it was
it
on
did.
the box set.
Oh,
for
I
sure.
think
Was it the
that's
box
maybe a
set?
box
That could
set,
be.
yeah,
That
I
could be
mean-
it. Okay, my bad. Same fucking thing.
Who the
Almost.
fuck is
But
putting
anyway-
that song anywhere but in the
but,
trash?
But like I said, if you would have put Crazy Nights and Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits, that probably would have been more than that. But this Silver Spoon is terrible, dude. One of the worst songs ever in history, in my opinion. Sucks.
yeah. So what's your number 1, Charles?
I hate to say it because the review will be out, but we already know. I've said it millions of times on other episodes before. By far, the Sound of the Apocalypse is off of Crazy Nights, and it's called My Way. The worst fucking Kiss song ever. I don't want to get too deep into it because the episode's out today or tomorrow, and You can hear my thoughts on My Way on Freeform Rock Podcast.
Yeah,
But it's
that's why I didn't
really
do it.
bad. It's putrid.
That was number 8. That was number 8 on my list.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
No, I love it.
Horrible.
I love it actually. Wait. I love it.
So we get to your number one, Chris.
Jerry loves it.
So I want to reiterate one more time that out of all the songs that I've picked here, none of them are as bad as the entirety of Gene Simmons' output in the 80s. Okay. So that's my number one. Okay. That's just number one. From the end of Lick It Up to the beginning of Revenge, that's my number one. Okay. And my number two is probably most of Peter Criss's solo album.
Ooh.
And then my number three is probably Read My Body. But for this list purpose, my number one here would be Partners in Crime off of Killers, because that song is even worse than Down on Your Knees. The other two songs from Killers, the Paul Stanley songs, are fucking amazing. They're so good. They're so good. I'm a Legend Tonight. And what was the fucking other one? I'm trying to remember now.
Jerry,
I'm a Legend Tonight. And
stand up for your songs, man. Be a man.
why am I always forgetting that song? I'm Nowhere to Run are fucking tremendous.
Nowhere
But-
to run. Nowhere to run. Yeah.
Oh, Nowhere to Run's great. I'm a Legend Tonight, great. But Partners in Crime, big thumbs down. Down on Your Knees was written by Bryan Adams, by the way, and that song sucks. But just bad songs. Bad songs on compilation. Real deep
But Bryan
cuts.
Adams actually wrote War Machine, so he redeemed himself.
No, he did not write War Machine. He wrote Rock and Roll Hell.
He wrote
No,
War
he wrote War
Machine.
You wrote
He wrote
War
War Machine too? No,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, he
think
did.
so.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and check again. I think you're wrong, but go ahead.
So
Move on to the next number one.
So Al, what's your number one?
I'm not gonna listen. Before I get to my number one, the surprising thing about these lists, and this is the general consensus of this, and I don't hate this song. I guess you guys can make fun of me at this one,
Well
but
done,
I'm
guys.
really
By the way,
surprised. I'm really surprised that nobody picked "Burn Bitch Burn."
I
I like that.
because-
God
Okay,
damn
like
it,
that
man.
song. Mark that Dolly.
I like that song too.
I
that
like
song
it. Look,
No, I qualified my Gene thing. That's why I didn't pick it.
too.
It would have been on my
All
list,
right.
but that's why I qualified that. So there you
Mark
go.
Dolly's
Okay.
having like a fit right now. Like they like.
But that was
Burn
a
Bitch
big
Burn.
surprise. That was a big surprise for me how that song is not on anybody's list. However,
Love
I will
that
say
song.
this.
I like that song.
I do too, man. I actually like that song. I mean, the lyrics are questionable, but I
I
love
like the music to it. I like
Yeah.
the music to it.
So, anyway, I'm not going to say a word, but my number one, and Paul Stanley does this in the video, and it speaks for itself.
Ah,
Oh hell yeah! That's so bad.
it was cool. Pink Floyd did
Sex
it.
and goddamn sex. Huh? Your love's like a muscle, and you make me want to flex, and whatever the fuck. Again, Richard Simmons, bro.
Yeah. Mark shit, man. Some Richard Simmons action
Tremendous.
going on.
Tremendous.
Whatever.
Oh, dude. I mean, I put that one. I put that one above "Read My Body," man. But I mean, those two could flip flop.
Yeah, you can't go
Yeah.
wrong either way, dude. On those.
Yeah. My top three is so. My number one is "Let's Put the X in Sex." 2, "Read My Body." 3, "Bang Bang You." 3, fucking drizzle shits that you know.
Well, check out the review tomorrow.
I will.
3 vomit-inducing tracks for sure.
All right, so I get to my number one, and it's from one of the horrible albums, which is The Elder and fucking Unmasked.
Dude,
So,
go kill yourself.
I
Seriously.
picked Shandy from Unmasked.
Oh, come
Oh my
on, dude.
God.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
and
are-
I like terrible music. The consensus about this song, nobody likes
That
Shandy.
song is right up your alley.
what do you mean
dude.
nobody
No, it is-
likes Shandy?
This song
like-
is Poison writes better music than this.
Oh, come
What do you
Come
on.
mean
on.
nobody likes Shandy? Who said nobody likes
All
Shandy?
the-
You.
I love Shandy, dude.
What are you
Shandy
talking about?
sucks, man.
The only thing I don't like about Shandy is like if I ever met a person named Shandy, I would be
I
like,
knew one.
really, Shandy? Like, but other than that, like, I think it's a great
Sounds
song.
great.
I think the production on that song is dog shit, but the song itself is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Paul does
Wow,
it.
you
Paul
like
does it
Shandy?
acoustically live by himself. It sounds really fucking good, dude, when he does it
Was
live.
there? Maybe there's a lot of Maybe there's a lot of women named Shandy down in like Australia and New Zealand. 'cause
Down
I was
under?
told-
Yeah, it was
That was a
huge
huge
there.
hit.
You know,
Yeah.
because that was a big hit for them, man.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, I don't
Ah,
know.
you like Shandy?
I do like Shandy.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, all
Mark?
you guys. Well, fuck you guys then. I like what I like. I like what I like, and I dislike what I like. You're gonna make
Sit in
fun
the
of
corner,
what I
boy.
like.
Get in
You're
that
gonna
corner.
make fun of what I like. Fuck off.
Hey, listen,
The worst
Mark,
Kiss song
Just
ever
wait.
is
Just wait
Shandy?
till I do it to you guys.
I'll defend Mark here, man. I mean, listen, man, it's great that like everybody likes different shit, dude. You know,
Absolutely.
I mean,
That's why
some
we do
turds
this.
are worse. Some turds
But
are
the-
worse than others. Mark's turds are the worst, man.
But Mark's wrong.
His clogged the toilet, but that's all right. That's,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
that's
Al.
what it
You
is.
love extreme. These other two dudes don't.
I
Chris
do.
loves
I do like
Extreme.
extreme a lot.
Yeah.
How do
I
you
love
not like
Vito.
extreme?
Very easily. I hate him.
Oh,
So-
No,
man.
that's not an answer. That's not an answer.
We'll be on.
Okay.
We'll be on
okay,
it.
because
We'll be on.
of one.
We'll be on
Gary
another
Sharon.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Yes,
Fuck,
Gary
Yeah, we
Sharon.
got to
Because
wrap
of-
this up, man. We went over
We'll be
time.
on another 3 hours. So if
Yeah,
we get
so-
into that,
Well, listen,
So
listen,
I
Charles,
got
man.
honorable mentions. I got
I'm
honorable
gonna
okay,
end
go
my-
mentions.
ahead, Charles.
go ahead.
Okay, my honorable mentions. Hold Me, Touch Me from
Ugh.
the solo
Never.
album. Thrills in the Night. I don't like
Oh,
that song.
God, that's a great one.
I just don't like it. Partners in
agree.
Crime.
I was
Partners
never
in
big on
Crime.
that.
I hate Partners in Crime. So you brought up a good one.
Fucking awesome.
Bang bang, bang bang you.
Yes, of course.
Every track, but Don't Let Me Down on the Peter Chris solo album. Especially That's the Kind of Sugar Papa likes.
Ah, song
Good
rules.
one there, Mark.
Ooh, fuck that.
Good one, Mark.
Fuck that song.
Cadillac Dreams,
Ugh.
Take It Off,
Ugh.
and all of Sonic Boom and Monster because I don't support scab
Hey,
albums.
Monster
So there you
Rule.
go.
Hate those fucking albums.
Who else has some
Monster
honorable
rules.
mentions? Chris, you have any?
No, I want to honorably mention one more time the fuck you, Mark, for putting an A song on your list. How dare you? How dare you shit on the infallible God
I support
that is
Ace. I've
that
seen him 3
is
times.
that is Paul Ace Frehley? How fucking dare you? Don't ever again. In his name we pray, Hell Ace.
Oh
Hell,
my
Ace.
god. You have any honorable mentions, Sherry?
Nah, I'm good.
Al?
Tomorrow and Tonight. I never was big on that song.
Ah,
Yeah, I ain't want about
They-
that
we
either.
can rock all
They
day.
try
We
to
can roll
write-
all night.
They tried to rewrite Rock and Roll All Night.
Yes,
and
Al.
shit.
Fucking slam dunk, bro. Yes, absolutely. I feel the same way.
Didn't
I
work.
love the song. I do like the
um,
song though. I like the Alive 2 version a lot.
Great Constipation from
Oh, ow.
Thank you. Thank you.
This guy fucking rules.
Raise Your Glasses.
Oh,
Raise Your Glasses
Terrible.
I like that
terrible.
song.
on the ground. And on that note, I'm gonna go listen to this and cleanse the palate.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. The fucking
The
best
greatest
album.
Kiss, with a Kiss
Best album
logo
with
on.
the Kiss logo.
I
Absolutely.
fucking agree 1,000,000%.
Absolutely.
I didn't
It's
pick
signed
any
by
of his
the man-
songs off there. Did I pick Peter Chris?
It's-
Come on.
and signed by the man himself, right there.
And
I
Paul and
have
Gene
a-
asked him if he needed help writing that album.
Exactly. I mean, closely, the close second to me in all-time Kiss albums would be Hotter Than Hell, but that fucking album, Ace Frehley
I
solo
fucking
album
love
is
I gotta
all-timer.
still say, I still gotta say, Alive is my favorite Kiss album.
I mean,
ever.
my favorite as a nostalgia thing would be Alive 2. That's what I
But-
remember first. But in terms of studio
Aces-
albums,
It's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, no,
It's
in terms of
awesome.
studio albums, it's Ace's solo and then Hotter Than Hell. And then Rock and Roll Over for me. And then it goes from there. Watch my videos, Redbeard videos. Thank you so much.
All right.
There you go.
Charles, man. What's up?
Yeah.
Any last words?
Nothing.
Jerry,
Nothing.
Any last words?
Check out Freeform tomorrow. Crazy
Yes.
Nights review with
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
incomparable Jeff Beers. And we'll have a video out Saturday on the Freeform channel. And turn it over to Al.
I just want to say, Mark, Charles, Jerry, thank you for having me on in this episode. It was a fucking blast. Chris,
Thank
is
you.
great meeting you. Chris is great meeting you. And I'm down in Florida, just working my ass off. But I'll be heading back to Jersey on Sunday, and go help my parents and stuff. And my wife and daughter are going to be down here for good, and then eventually I'll be down here for good. I'll be a fucking Florida guy. You'll probably hear me in the news somewhere. You know?
Hey, I was a Floridian for a long time, so I get it.
Yeah.
Lock and load, bitch. They just passed that law. It's gonna be like the Wild West down there.
No shit. But thank you guys for having me on, man. I appreciate it. This was a blast, man.
All right, check
Pleasure
out
as
it.
always.
Check out his YouTube channel. Be Cool or Be Podcast.
One of
Al
the
also.
one of the coolest names ever in fucking podcasts.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Thank
Be
you
cool
very
or
much.
what?
Be Podcast Out.
Okay, cool, awesome.
So
Very,
Jerry,
a very rush name. I like that.
yeah,
Cool, man.
So-
I'll have to check that out. I will definitely throw you a follow as soon as this is over.
Jerry, any
Thank
last
you, brother.
words?
Thank you.
Yeah, fucking Al, man, always fucking great to have you on, dude, man. Fucking love you. Your fucking your knowledge is fucking incredible. Thank you for sharing it. Chris,
Love you guys as
man.
well.
Oh, sorry, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Al.
No, I said love you guys as well, man. Go ahead,
Thank
Chris.
you.
Okay. Chris, man. Been too fucking long, dude. You gotta come back. You gotta come back, dude.
Well,
You need to
invite
be on
me.
our freeform show too, dude, if you can make it someday.
He's
Throw
been
me
on
an
there
invite,
before.
man.
Love you, dude. You're one of the first people that I've talked to since I got on this podcasting business, dude. You've always been cool and chill. Love you. And my two fucking co-hosts, dude. You're fucking amazing. I love you both, dude. Fucking class and fucking everything wrapped up in one. You know, I love you guys, dude. Thank you for making me a part of your group. And thank you, Al and Chris, for sharing your knowledge with me, dude, because, you know, I learn a lot every fucking time you guys are on. So.
It goes both ways, man.
All right, man.
Same.
All we need you to do is
Right on.
subscribe, listen to Freeform Rock Podcast, and hit those thumbs up, man. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Al. It was a pleasure. And my two co-hosts, you guys fucking rule, and you know that we rule. This fucking show rules. Freeform rules. We all rule, man. Your show rules, Chris, and so does yours, Al. Let's get the fuck out of
All
here.
right, man.
Later.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Bye.